Join the show now on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. 1-877-794-1973.
Wait a minute, these guys are cool, but not that cool.
No BS is presented by Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Now, Billy and Armin on the game.
Dodging the hail, it's no BS on the game. Billy and Sarian with you here for the next 3 hours. That's Armin Sarian. I'm Billy Schmidt. It's a Dave Gasper production, and we are fully loaded on this Friday going into a fantastic, glorious weekend, and one that will see legends be crowned, icons be formed, and dreams be made. It's WrestleMania weekend. That's what people are excited about, and the start of the NBA and NHL playoffs.
Hey, I saw the stage going up on the internet. They're putting some
it's
wild,
legit.
It's going to be something wild in WrestleMania because there's some wild levels of staging, and you know there's going to be some crazy.
At Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, it's going to be something. Armin, you got Peacock still, right? Or did you cancel your subscription yet?
No, we got Peacock. We got Peacock.
There you go. You're in. Saturday, Sunday night, 2 nights. You got plenty of opportunity to check in. Maybe see the formerly greatest of all time, John Cena, or
watch the NBA.
Or watch the NBA playoffs, because we got some good ones starting up in the NBA playoffs. Luckily, Bucks and Pacers, we don't even have to wait. And yesterday, the news that we had been waiting for quite some time reinvigorated the fan base, at least for a moment. Now, there's still going to be some time, as Damian Lillard yesterday was cleared from his deep vein thrombosis, and he is now no longer on blood clotting medication. He is cleared for all basketball activities. Peter Fagan said yesterday in a round of interviews that he was doing that it's going to be a 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5 ramp up. Don't know if Peter was supposed to say that. Right? I don't know if that was like Mark Murphy-esque, like maybe not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. I think we kind of knew that there would be a gradual ramp up. Doc's like, he could do anything with us.
Yeah.
Do anything with us. I think they're trying to make it seem like Dame could be back very, very soon. I think it's a more gradual process, but Armin, your confidence level's got to be a little bit higher now with Dame in this series against the Indiana Pacers.
Well, very excited. The confidence level is higher now. What you said, though, is true. There's a little gamesmanship here, I still believe, because they said he's medically cleared. They didn't say when he's going to come back and play. And I think you're right. They want the Pacers to be aware of it. I think the reason they wanted this media out there is because they want the Pacers to think he could come back, to have to plan for him. But the reality is we still don't know when he's coming back. I did love the Shams report, and I did love Shams going medical history on us here. Talking about how this is quote, doctors have told Bucks officials this recovery has never been seen before.
Maybe the greatest recovery of all time, fastest recovery of all time.
It's the fastest. I recover blood clots. I have no problem. But I just think it's funny that we talk about how in the history of blood clots, this was never happened before. Occurred due to early treatment, detection, and specialists working on Lillard even before formal diagnosis. How about that? It's like we got a stress clot coming. We can see it coming, like a stress fracture.
Sure.
We're going to start working on this right away. And great job by the doctors, great job by the medical team. And I'm sure the work that Dame's put in, very exciting. Now we're just waiting to see when he actually plays. But it's great to know that you might have the whole team ready for a playoff run. I mean, that's crazy. The Bucks haven't had that, since the championship run, and even during at some points hadn't had it. So.
And the strange part is, I don't know. I actually had a lot of confidence in the Bucks in this matchup against Indiana without Dame.
Yeah,
with Dame getting reintegrated into the series, maybe later in. I actually really like the matchups without Dame. So with Dame, I think it might be a little bit different. I think this also gives you the opportunity, if indeed the Bucks are able to take care of some business, at least win one in Indiana in the first 2 games, Saturday and then Tuesday night, you're able to get one. I think there's a legitimate opportunity for you to be even more cautious with this and hold off. Remember, game 3 is not until Friday night of rounds 2 and 3 up in Green Bay. Then you play again on Sunday. So you got a lot of time.
Plenty of time
for Dame to be able to ramp himself back up. You know that he's now healthy, but you're right with the amount of people that were just so impressed with how quickly this happened.
Yeah.
You look around the league, it had been 3 players had been diagnosed with blood clots in the NBA this year. 2 were shut down immediately, including Victor Wembanyama with the San Antonio Spurs. And there was no thought at all that he would play. Now his was, I believe, in the shoulder.
It was shoulder.
So maybe a little closer to the heart. There's obviously a much more of a concern.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to act like I'm any kind of expert on veins and blood flow.
Dr. Schmidt over here.
No chance, right? I'm not throwing on Johnny Sin's lab coat and trying to fool anybody. All I know is with Damian Lillard onto the floor,
hematologist over here,
offensively,
yes,
the Bucks' second unit is a whole lot better. And I think this one is able to hold off of a fear that we had. And I don't know how many stretches of play there's going to be now that we get to the postseason without Giannis on the floor, right? He's playing 40 plus minutes as long as he stays healthy in pretty much every single game.
Yes, absolutely.
But the non-Giannis minutes have been a nightmare since Dame's gone out. Partially because Kyle Kuzma gets a little Wizards on him. That with Dame on the floor when those non-Giannis minutes have to go at some particular point into this series and hopefully into a second round series, that's got me feeling a little bit better.
Yeah,
that's got me feeling a lot better at this moment going into the playoffs, starting up in less than a little over than 24 hours.
Well, in all respect to Jokic and other guys, Giannis is the best player in the world both ways. So his impact will be
two-way
felt.
player.
Best two-way player. So his impact will be felt no matter what when he's on the floor. That's true. But the great thing is, Billy, is, especially in these playoff series where every round, every game is a problem to be solved, you have more weapons available. It's just another weapon available that might be their night to go and try and win a game for you. And what I like about it is you had a lot of time now. Obviously, Portis is back. He might have impact in some of these games. You had a lot of time for these guys to build confidence and build chemistry without these guys. Obviously, we've talked about what KPJ has done. You have Rollins. I like what Trent has done with these guys, even Taurean Prince. You have a lot more, options and guys that have built confidence in this stretch to know if they have to step up and be the leader that night or be a productive guy that night, it can be. There's just more options. And you're right. When Giannis has to sit down for a while, you have more guys that can kind of stem the tide, keep everything afloat. And you're right. The time is the time that the Bucks will have in this series is incredible. May 4th is potentially Game 7, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's May 4th.
Yep.
So you're talking about 15 days from the game one. It's just amazing. 15 days from now that you could have. That's a lot of time of recovery. And if you need him those later rounds, could be huge. Billy, I just want to get a split in this. Now, listen, if the Bucks win Game 1, I'm sure I'm going to want Game 2.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to want Game 2 badly.
But the Bucks get a split in these first two games. I'm feeling real good about what's going to be going on. Obviously, flipping back to the home court advantage. And I think the confidence you get coming back, playing at home with this group, I'm hoping and I'm manifesting that this has the Pacers shaking their boots a little bit. Not really sure if it does, but hey, hopefully this
at least gives you a little bit something more to think about.
Yes,
right. There's at least a little bit more, and I think the one part of the matchup last year that was so lopsided was the bench scoring.
Totally.
The Indiana bench is a little less potent than it was a year ago, and the Bucks had zero production off the bench a year ago. This year, they're coming in with Gary Trent coming off the bench, with many a guy able to come off the bench and score. Kevin Porter Jr., if this is Dame, if he gets reinserted into the starting lineup, who knows? Jericho Sims sounds like he's going to be ready to go at some point during this series as he's kind of getting cleared and working himself back from that thumb injury. That what was one of the biggest weaknesses outside of not having 34 on the floor last year, that can even itself out. Going to be tough for anybody to say this is not the most intriguing series in the postseason. At least on the Eastern side. West has some great matchups, right?
The West has some great ones.
Timberwolves Lakers is going to be a lot of fun. How mad can anybody get Luka Doncic, right? Like maybe the best way to beat the Lakers is get Luka pissed off and get him to throw himself out of the game. That might be your way to go. For Bucks and Pacers, both teams have won 8 of their last 10 games. Both teams are coming in rather healthy if indeed the Bucks are able to get Dame back at some particular point in time. Bucks have won 8 straight. And each of these two teams are averaging 120 some points a game. They played some really, really good competitive games throughout the year. And the only time that the Bucks were beaten by this Pacers team, it took a miracle 4-point shot. And Giannis has had some of his best games in his career.
Yes,
against Indiana.
I think both sides have a little bit of a mental edge in one regard. The Bucks did have the mental edge from the regular season games this year, and the Pacers a little bit from what happened last year in the playoffs. Both teams have history. And Billy, there's one more thing I want. And if you're out there, Patrick Beverly, I need you to come show up at Fiserv Forum, sit courtside for these games, and just talk trash the whole time, the whole game to the Pacers. If I can get Pat Beverly in the house, that just come bring a belt, belt
to ass. Yeah, let's go.
Bring it. Just talk trash to Halliburton all game. I think a little bit of Pat Bev Wouldn't that be nice to have a little bit of Pat Bev talking trash?
Might not be bad. Now, let's bring him to Milwaukee. Don't send him to Indiana.
No,
we don't want him back in Indiana. There was a lot of issues there. We don't want him throwing anything in Indiana.
I don't want a Spike Lee situation.
I got bad news. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be sitting next to Brandon Jennings after what I watched last night. After what I saw those two beefing online, that's not going to happen.
I saw that.
I like where your head's at. A little bit more antagonistic approach. A little bit more no more Mr. Nice Guy. Where Bucks fans' confidence level right now going into game 1 tomorrow, noon tip. Bucks catch 5 right now at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. They're plus 175 on the money line for game 1 to win the series. However,
changed a little bit. Yeah,
changed a little bit. They were at plus 165 down to plus 150.
Yeah, a little bit. And I think that they're just adjusting that based on obviously Dame's impact, but still unsure how it will be. So I'm glad you mentioned really quick that Pat Bev, Brandon Jennings stuff on Twitter. You guys can't do that. You can't. I don't need 2 of my favorites going at each other like that. Now, maybe
you don't like them beefing?
No, man, because I like both of them. Now, maybe it's just fun and games. I'm not really sure.
It didn't seem like either one were.
See you tomorrow. Shut up, check ball type of stuff.
There seemed like a lot more real anger in there. You could be wrong. Maybe they were just having themselves a good old time.
When you get to circling the view amounts on the other guy's podcast, though, that's pretty wild.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Usually not a good spot to
both of them, because both of them entertained me. So I just wanted them to maybe at a Bucks.
You just want everyone to be friends.
Well, maybe they'll clear up their beef at a Bucks game. But but Billy, I'm very excited for this weekend for many reasons. But one is obviously the start of the NBA playoffs and the Bucks. And man, if we can get game 1 going, just like last year, Dame had a big game. We won game 1. The vibes were good. But I feel like it's going to be more sustainable this year because last year we didn't have Giannis and we knew that, right? Mm-hmm. But if you can get game 1 this year, I think you turn around the momentum. I think you put that doubt in the minds of Indiana. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, last year there was the prayer hope that you were going to get Giannis back. I think we all kind of knew he probably wasn't coming back, at least in that series. This one, we don't know. Seems like at some particular point during this series, you might get a little bit of Damian Lillard. Still got a large portion of ramp up. Hadn't played in 3 weeks. However, it's only been 3 weeks.
That's right.
So it's not been 3 months. I don't know how long that ramp up period is. I know this guy was ramped up last night. Our next guest, Hunter Baumgart.
Oh, yeah.
He was fired up last night.
Yeah.
He was at the Yelich home plate event, listening to the Goo Goo Dolls, hanging out with Drew and KB. The boys got Christian Yelich on the show yesterday. Hunter Baumgart's going to talk all about that, along with the Brewers series coming up this weekend against the Athletics, who are coming in rolling, whooping up on Armin's Chicago White Sox yesterday, 8-0. They almost were a part of the parlay of the day. Didn't need them. Would have been nice to add another leg.
Didn't need them.
But who are we on the parlay of the day? Is that 2 in a week?
I think some things are starting to happen.
2 in a week means that we're even for the month. There might just be a Hail Mary to put us even for the entire
Let's go.
run
Let's
here.
just do it. Let's just
cook up a home run parlay to put ourselves even for the entire promo.
Ride that wave. Ride that wave. Energy. Good energy. Let's go.
Get all the positive vibes rolling. We'll talk with Hunter Baumgart about the event last night. Some Brewers baseball coming up. We got 3 chances for you to win $1,000, and your first one is right now for you to get some bonus bucks. Win $1,000 by entering the nationwide keyword on our website, 973thegame.com. Enter the word bank. That's bank, BANK. Now at 973thegame.com. Brewers conversation with our Brewers insider and home pregame show host, Hunter Baumgart, joins us on the other side. It's no BS on the game.
The 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay is just days away. The Lambeau Field and Titletown campus are being transformed into the Draft Theater and the NFL Draft Experience. It's free, but you've got to download the NFL One Pass app and register. Each day of the draft will offer something different. Day 1, watch the NFL Draft red carpet take place live inside iconic Lambeau Field. Day 2 culminates in a spectacular drone show lighting up the sky. Day 3 is a celebration of Wisconsin's rich culture and community with a bike parade, and ending with a live concert on the draft stage. Be a part of history. Join the game when we broadcast from the draft beginning Tuesday. Draft coverage on the game is presented by Pep's Draft House Pizza. Make your house a draft house. The NFL Draft has finally arrived.
The draft is finally here. Join the fun just steps away from the stage at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street for the ultimate draft party.
Getting pumped for the draft. Running wild. Stop in all 3 days and enjoy the fun under the tent. On Friday, you can test your skills at the Ultimate Cornhole Tournament starting at 3 p.m. And every day during the draft, the doors open at 9 a.m. And make sure to see the mock draft stage and get your picture taken at the podium like you are at the draft live.
The Green Bay Packers select.
Chances to win great prizes every day, and you can meet Green and Gold legend and Hall of Famer Leroy Butler live on Saturday from 11 to 1. Try your skill at the Leap Walk. Great drink specials, just $9. Ice cold beer specials all week.
And there's the live Radio Row, and Drew and I will be doing our show every day, Tuesday through Friday, starting at 3 p.m.
That's the draft event at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street. It's open to all ages. Don't miss it.
Family Dentistry, Cosmetic Whitening, Ross Dental Straight Smiles, and Full Sedation Dentistry for anxious patients needing substantial restoration. Our mission? Your comfort, health, and confidence.
Smile like you just don't care.
Because you don't. RossDentalWI.com.
Beat the tariffs. This month at Cunis. Get your tariff-free car, truck, or SUV before they're gone. All current in-stock new vehicles are not affected. Plus, take advantage of employee pricing and huge manufacturer discounts on select brands and models. Shop from over 2,800 cars, trucks, and SUVs group-wide from 18 new vehicle brands. Our loan experts will work to get you our best interest rate possible. And our Fresh Start financing program can help you get approved regardless of your credit. Plus, you're covered by our lifetime no-fear powertrain warranty, included with qualified new and pre-owned vehicle purchases. Visit your local Cunis dealership today for your tariff-free vehicle while they last. But don't wait, because once they're gone, they're gone. With over 30 locations across the Midwest, there's sure to be a Cunis location near you. Start your search online at shopcunis.com. That's shopkunes.com.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Don't let an outdated garage door define your home. Revamp your home's appearance with a new Ideal garage door. Choose from our large in-stock selection or design your own using our free designer. Save big on Ideal garage doors. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Most people think buying or selling their home, commercial lot, or vacant land is simple and easy. Those of us who have dabbled in real estate before know it's not always that straightforward. I hear plenty of stories of high-pressure situations, last-minute changes, and other curveballs, forcing people to make quick decisions without the expertise of a lawyer. That's why I'm sending all my friends and family to Greg Urchel Real Estate Group. Greg is a practicing real estate lawyer with a team of real estate experts to make your next real estate purchase, sale, or lease seamless. Whether it's for your own private home or your business, Greg Urchel Real Estate has you covered. Don't wait until it's too late. Get in touch with Urchel Real Estate.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now, and you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90Nation or visit them at windownation.com.
Warmer days are ahead. So are big opportunities to save with Russ Darrow. Hi, Zabe here for the Russ Darrow Automotive Group. Whether you need an upgraded daily vehicle or one that can hold your big, happy family, Russ Darrow is your one-stop shop for any and all of your vehicle needs. Don't wait. This month only, take advantage of their low lease payment offers and APR financing offers. With brands like Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Jeep, Mitsubishi, Ram, Honda, Chrysler, Nissan, and Dodge, you're guaranteed to find a vehicle that's right for you. Their amazing offers won't last long, though, so take advantage before it's too late. Join the Darrow family now and visit them at russdarrow.com or view the wide selection at each of their dealerships today. Discover the Darrow difference today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
97.3 The Game.
This and many other hits were on the playlist last night. Christian Yelich's Yelich Home Plate charity concert was last night at the St. Kate Hotel, and our friend Hunter Baumgart, along with the illustrious America's host, Drew and KB, were there at the event yesterday, and Hunter Baumgart, our Brewers insider and baseball pregame show host, joins us now. There's rarely times, Hunter, that we're going to have you on, all due respect to your reporting, intrepid reporting. We're not going to have you on a whole lot after off days, right? There's not a whole lot to talk about after an off day. However, yesterday, I was fired up for the boys to get an off day, get together, bond over a couple of cold drinks and maybe some good music. And it sounds like it was a hell of a success last night at the St. Kate Hotel. What was it like?
It was a really cool experience. Well done by everybody involved, the Brewers, Christian Yelich, everybody who put it on. Everything went, from what I could tell, very smoothly. They had the red carpet, there beforehand, and the players, arrived and got to enjoy the little bit of a pre-party there, and then we go to the concert, and Charlie Behrens was the MC, and he's, I've seen, you've seen tons of videos of him. I've never seen him like live and in person, and it's not like he didn't do 20 minutes of comedy, but he did,
Sure.
Maybe 5-10 minutes in the beginning, and then throughout he just weave in the jokes while emceeing the event. And honestly, one of my favorite parts is they did a live auction, and the entire time he's cracking jokes. I mean,
That's
it was just
awesome.
and just off the cuff stuff where it's just, he's just reacting to the crowd, and it was pretty funny. So
Yeah.
that was entertaining. And then the music as well. The Nicotine Dolls opened for the Goo Goo Dolls, so it was a Dolls themed theme music. Nicotine Dolls were last year, and beforehand I was talking to Matt Arnold, and he's like, "I got him on my Spotify now. You're gonna really like him." So then, come the concert, and they were really good. And then Goo Goo Dolls were fantastic. I'd never seen the Goo Goo Dolls live, so that was really cool. Just talk about top tier talented musicians.
Yeah, they're great.
And Johnny Resnick's just an exceptional, just front man, obviously. So there was a really cool night. They did it. They raised a lot of money. I don't know the final number. I'm sure we'll get that pretty soon. But it seemed like a really successful evening.
It's something we take for granted sometimes, but I always said, if you're lucky to be a fan in a market with a superstar, and then you're lucky to have a special type of superstar. I've said that a lot with Giannis. I believe it with Yelich too. They're not all created equal. And in Yelich, we've always had a guy that's not only produced, but has been a guy that you can really be proud of, you can look up to, that's always been about the right things. And this program he puts on, I think this event is a great example of that. And it's nice to see a youngish team, right, Hunter, being led by a veteran like this in events like this and kind of show him the way. And he's always been that type of guy. And it seemed like he was last night, very accessible as well at his event.
Absolutely. I saw him, signing some autographs for kids, and I always love just watching the kids in those scenarios because they're, just absolutely wide-eyed and just cannot believe that Christian's standing there. What I love about Christian, he's so humble. It's not like he desires the spotlight. I think he's just, his talents have brought him the spotlight, and now he's doing something with that platform. This is the third year in a row he's done this, and it's not like I think he loves the game of baseball and he's really good at it. And so that has brought him the ability to do this and help people in a way like a charity event. So that's what I love about him. And you could see that last night when he spoke a couple of times, whether it was during the auction. And he's quietly really funny too. Like that's what I want.
Super
Brewers
understated.
fans.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Totally. And I want Brewers fans to, he did a little bit on, joked a little bit on Drew and KB, or just when we were talking to him before he went on the air, and a little bit on stage last night. But hopefully, and it's tough because we only interview him right after a game. And that's, these players, it's 15 minutes after you get done with a game and they're still trying to process the game. So it's hard to get that type of personality out of them necessarily. But hopefully, that a little more can come out. And if you listen to him on podcasts and things, that comes out as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, maybe in year 10, it'll start really loosening up. It's crazy to think he's 8 years in. Right? Like, I mean, and my wife, we were listening last night because son was juiced. When he found out Christian Yelich was going to be on the radio station, he was a little ticked that dad wasn't there. Listen, not good enough. You guys looked fantastic, by the way. Drew and KB was
dressed up. Everybody.
Nice. Yelich was looking sweet in that gray suit, just lounging over by you guys. But when you talk about him, Freddie, and Woody, the only guys still on that 2018 team, for him to be able to go from top of the league, top of the mountain, they're a game away from the World Series, to in the midst of maybe the most difficult time of his career post-COVID in the slump, he's like, you know what I really need to start doing is giving back, because and I don't mean it in a like disparaging way of not producing on the field, but like at that point, he's like, I still want to do something to ingratiate myself into the community. And I think it was like up to $300,000 over the first 2 years. And like you said, we'll get the final numbers last night, but that kind of community outreach to it, there's not a whole lot that you see other, athletes around necessarily doing all the time. But he spoke about how important it was for him after him and Brawny talked in the middle of that kind of turbulent time of, this is an opportunity for you to really make your mark in the community. It's something that it seems like he really takes to heart.
Absolutely. And Ryan Braun was there last year. Wasn't able to be there last night, but yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what people love, that, as fans, it's a community that is so special to the fans. It's really neat to see it become really special to the athletes that come here and play for these teams. So, and we've seen many players in the past, donate money, whatever it happens to be. An event is something different because you can then include the fans and include the community in last night, right? It's not just, okay, you donated X amount of money to a charitable organization. That's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that helps our community as well. But this is also providing an experience for fans in the, in the Milwaukee area and in Wisconsin. And I heard there was some people who traveled from like South Bend, Indiana.
Wow.
I overheard some people talking, like people traveled for this event. If you're a Brewers fan and you want to help the charity and you want to be a part of, something that Christian is doing and kind of, help Christian in his efforts to help the community, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, Hunter, obviously, and then you guys also had him on Drew and KB yesterday. That was a really fun interview. What did you take away from that? Anything interesting? And what was it like having Christian talking to you guys?
I mean, one of the probably the biggest thing was he was talking about how last year on the day of the event, he went and saw the doctor for his back and pretty much knew he would have back surgery that day. And then he said, I went home, put on a suit and came to my event. And he's like, he's like, basically I had the discussion that day that I'm probably going to need surgery. And then boom, I came to the event and had to put on a happy face, Yeah. So he's like, I'm in a much better, I think, space this year at the event. That was last summer as well. So, if you're doing the math in your head, this was a little earlier than it was last year. It was in July, I believe, last year. Of course, that's when he was going through it and trying to figure out what he was going to do with his back and everything like that. So that was probably the most interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was neat to have him on, and he's well spoken as well.
He is, and he's a fun guy. And I still remember his first year here when we were down at spring training. My old friend and partner Gary Ellerson, we were trying to get Christian on. He goes, "Oh man, I don't know if I can." And Gary just open-handed right into the chest. Come on, man. 5 prospects for you, 200. Come on, everybody want to hear from you. He kind of laughed there and then ended up talking. We're like, whoa. All right, let's go. Let's have some fun. You're right, though. He does have a good sense of humor. And there's a good sense of humor that you can always have when your team is as up and down as they potentially have. We got a little bit of that humor where Kurt Hogue asked him, How do you not look up at the scoreboard? He's like, I just don't look. It's pretty easy. The confidence for the team, however, still seems pretty high for him and everybody else. What was the good for all the guys to get away from ball last night, but now 10-9 back at home here tonight against the A's? What do you see in this 3-game homestand in this back half of the 6-game homestand that they're going to have to take care of with the A's?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the first homestand. You had the blowout in game 1, and then you were able to immediately bounce back with 2 wins. And that's not easy to do. I mean, especially after a tough loss Saturday. You could argue another tough loss Sunday because you had the lead. And then, you go into Monday and you get just rocked early in the game and you're out of it, and Scooble's rolling and the whole deal. And then you come back and you allow, 1 run the next 2 games and outscore them 10-1. Like, when the Brewers have been scuffling, what has turned it around? It's been the starting pitching.
Yeah.
And if you sit on April 18th and you see all the injuries, you wouldn't think that would be the case.
Mm-hmm.
But my, oh my, I mean, that is exactly what's happened. And their ERA in just overall as a team, their ERA in their wins is 1. I mean, it's like it's Jekyll and Hyde. It's whatever you want to say, feast or famine. I think, Armin, you put that out there a couple of days ago. And then I remember you saying that when they lose, they really lose, and that's kind of true so far this year.
Or when they win, they've done fantastically.
Right?
Yeah.
There haven't been a lot of go late in the game and wonder what's going to happen. Of course, the walk-off against the Royals and really late in the game, you didn't really wonder what was going to happen for the 4-0 game until you started to wonder what was going to happen. And then unfortunately,
Hunter, I did not think that was going to be a possibility. I was not wondering if they were going to end up blowing that lead. I looked on the live line at the Potawatomi Sportsbook at that moment. I think it was 22-1.
Oh, I can only imagine it. Well, yeah. That's
Your emotional hedge would have just been amazing.
That's the one time it would have actually hit.
God,
yeah.
That would have been awesome.
I would have been upset about it.
Hunter, what do you see, though, in this A's squad? Because they just dismantled Armin's White Sox. They're not as – that's your squad. They got to get 52 wins.
I just want them to win 52 games. I don't care.
In the midst of it, you think, oh, A's, they stink. However, 2 years ago, they came to American Family Field. If I'm not mistaken, I think they won potentially 2 of 3. And Tim Allen –
didn't they sweep?
They swept the Brewers, and Tim Allen was losing his mind because it was one of those, how can you lose these bad teams? So this is a better A's team that's coming in here than it was a couple of years ago, and one that a lot of people will make jokes about because they're the A's, not a team name or not a city name before the A's.
Right. No, yeah, it was a sweep. Yeah, June of 2023. Not great. The A's just swept the White Sox. I mean, that's not incredibly difficult to do for any team, but that is still a feat. I think it's going to be interesting, especially at the third base position, because you've got Oliver Dunn, who was optioned to AAA Nashville yesterday, and Caleb Durbin is on his way to Milwaukee. So now we're going to see that second part of the Devin Williams deal come to fruition. And Durbin's been having a pretty nice he's played 13 games so far in Nashville, 278 average, on base at 316. He's got 5 doubles. But what sticks out to me, and these are the type of hitters that Pat Murphy loves, 5 strikeouts in 54 at-bats.
Mm-hmm.
That he does not strike out very much. He's a guy that's going to put the ball in play and see what happens. A Sal Frelick type of deal, Sal Frelick type of player. The size, obviously, the comparison as well there. But, yeah, I think he is a guy who I'm excited to see what they can do because they're 29th in OPS at third base right now. And that's the Vinny Capra, Oliver Dunn, platoon that they've been going with. So, it was a decision that had to be made. Oliver Dunn hitting 167. Great bunt though. Got the run in on the bunt. Do we get to keep the torpedo bat?
That's the question. That's the question.
That's the big thing. Poor guy gets his torpedo bats in and is option to Nashville.
That was part of the mastermind ruse. He wanted to bring that big old bat.
Take the plane ticket, leave the bats.
That's it right there.
Leave the bats. Yes. So we'll see. I mean, look, it's going to be probably Logan Henderson, you would think, on Sunday.
Right,
so you're probably going to have a debut coming up there. And so, I think you got a good shot. Just, again, win the series, 2 of 3. You take 2 of 3 here, you're 12-10 through 22 games.
You're good.
You're in a really good spot. I think Tobias Myers rejoins him in San Francisco. And if Logan Henderson starts Sunday, Tobias Myers starts in San Francisco. Adam McCalvy put this out a couple days ago. That would be 10 starting pitchers in your first 25, 26 games.
Yeah, an embarrassment. We're going to have an embarrassment of riches soon. We're going to have
that's a way to look at it, yeah.
It's going to be amazing. But you're right, though. It is one, just be vigilant. Like the A's organization is a joke, but this current team on the field is not. And they're actually a lot better on the road. Obviously, they probably hate being home.
Yeah, they don't have to play in a minor league ballpark.
Right,
I would also like it.
Yeah,
your boy
Soderstrom,
JT Ginn on the bump here tonight, and don't laugh just because he's wearing number 70. Generally, if somebody's wearing 70 in a non-football sport, that's not a good look.
Generally,
Generally, that's not a good look. Usually, that's not a good thing.
Hater was in the 7, but generally, you're right. Hey, the return of Luis Urias. Welcome home, so he's on the A's.
Yeah. Is he gonna get a scoreboard video? Tribute video?
I don't think so. I don't think. But you never know.
I'd probably bet the under.
Here's a highlight reel of all of his throwing errors from shortstop.
Out of pocket, Dave. Come on. Come on. Make sure you'll enjoy all of that conversation about Brewers and A's coming up tonight on the baseball pregame show. Yes. With our friend Hunter Baumgart. Also, Hunter's intrepid reporting of our Milwaukee Brewers will be all series long down at American Family Field. Always appreciate it, man. Glad you enjoyed yourself last night, and look forward to the weekend.
Yes, thanks, guys.
That is Hunter Baumgart, our Brewers insider, hanging out with us here on No BS. We got Doug Russell with the sports update on the other side. Brian Noe going to join the conversation in 45 minutes, talk some NFL draft with us. We will play What Does Billy Know in a half hour from right now. Missed it yesterday. Got way too dialed in on some NFL draft conversation. A lot of good guests. Our friend Paul Wagner was here. Matt LePay was here. What Does Billy Know? What's happened? Golf Bar, half hour away. It's No BS on the Game.
Don't you love the life you kill? Priest is on the phone. Your father hit the wall.
Miller High Life. Always flavorful, always refreshing, always at the right price. The champagne of beers. Welcome to the High Life. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Did you know that there are nearly 300 runners from Wisconsin competing in this year's Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America? For some, running Boston is a bucket list experience. Others are determined to break a personal record, but thousands of runners are doing it for a good cause. Together, we can help them raise money and make a difference. So find a runner, help a cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/help a cause. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, presenting partner of the Boston Marathon. References to charitable organizations are not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
KB here. Miss Sue and I couldn't be happier with CertaPro painters. They were highly professional, and they transformed our home's exterior with a flawless finish. The attention to detail and quality were top-notch. I highly recommend CertaPro painters for any painting project you have. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. To schedule a free estimate for your home or business and learn about their spring sales event going on through May 15th, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose CertaPro painters.
All right, team, listen up. Merle the Squirrel's here to tell you why Capital's duct cleaning is a game changer.
What did he say?
He said, if you haven't cleaned your ducts in 5 years, you're breathing in all kinds of junk. And unlike those companies who use glorified shop vacs, we use high-powered trucks to clean your ducts the right way.
Yeah, makes sense. Cleaner ducts, cleaner air, healthier home.
Exactly.
Schedule your duct cleaning today and save $200. That's right, save $200.
Call CapitalCares.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Are you a legit NFL trivia whiz? Or maybe you're just good at Google. Well, tune in today to the Drew and KB Show for your chance to win an ultimate tailgate package or Pep's Draft House pizza for a year. Every day in April, Pep's Draft House trivia every day at 5 p.m. See you then.
Tired of feeling like you're in a fishbowl every time you hit the road? It's time to tint your windows. Tinting your windows will not only block harmful UV rays, but also reduces glare and keeps your car cooler on those scorching summer days. We offer a lifetime warranty on film and installation. Charisma offers a color-stapled film that makes your vehicle look great, and a ceramic film that blocks 99% of UV rays and 85% of sun's heat. Ceramic window film is the best you can get and keeps you cool in blistering summer heat. 262-444-2525. CharismaCustoms.com.
KB, Iron Jock's long sleeve t-shirt. Where does it rank on your list of favorites?
I love it. It's my go-to when I'm home.
You're not alone. Our smart and good-smelling listeners agree. They give it a 4.8 out of 5-star rating. It's one of Iron Jock's best sellers.
Now through April 27th, take 35% off Iron Jock long sleeve t-shirts with the code BESTSELLER35.
Relaxed fit, constructed with a thread that eliminates that scratchy feel.
The best t-shirt on the planet for under $30.
Get yours now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine & More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Broadcasting from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Reamer Remodel. Turn it up! This is WRNW-FM Milwaukee, 97.3 The Game. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, big news for the Bucks. Damian Lillard has been cleared for full basketball activity. The blood clot in his right calf has resolved. He's no longer on blood thinners.
Probably about 24 hours. It's been great. We didn't go a lot live today, but he was in practice throughout practice today. There's no limitations at all, no other than his lungs and timing and everything else.
All right, let's go. When he says lungs, there's nothing in his lungs. He just has to get his wind back.
That was important. I'm glad you cleared that up.
I mean, listen, I know he's a medical doctor. Dr. Glenn Rivers, MD. But I think that he perhaps phrased that a little bit. But that's what he meant.
He's got to come in with the doctor's coat, the Johnny
Get him
Sins.
a Johnny Sins one. Yeah.
That would be a great bit. But you're right. When he rolls up and says there's nothing in his lungs, like, well, hold on.
That's actually one I got.
Yeah, I got one. We could borrow them, but it really is one of those moments, and I wouldn't have been as nervous for Doc if I wouldn't have stepped in it when this whole situation happened with Dame. And I just posted what I thought was a funny Ryan Reynolds clip, and then everyone's like, "What are you trying to start? Blood clot? 33 years old?
You went
started up a big vax, no vax situation.
You went there.
No, it's all good. He's just got to build up his wind." Yeah. Again, that's a little different than what maybe Peter Fagan let out yesterday in a couple of interviews where he's like, yeah, he's got to go to 2-on-2, then 3-on-3, then 4-on-4. I'm like, no, we don't need Indiana knowing that.
Yeah,
he's just got to get himself back.
Yeah, just put out more memes, Billy.
Get some conditioning.
I don't think you're an epidemiologist.
Okay.
All right.
I better shut up. It's bad, dude.
Well, it's
I got everyone fired up that day.
Every time Doc says that the medical staff doesn't consult him on anything in terms of Dame's leg situation.
They don't consult me on that kind of stuff. I just show up and they let me know what I got.
First of all, Doc, come on.
Yeah. Do you consult him on? Did you consult them on basketball stuff?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
do you give them an update on the fast break?
I think those are two different things.
I'm just trying to think. Well, I'm just trying to. He wants.
And he's a medical. He is a medical doctor.
Yeah,
I would want to know.
Right. We want to know what he has to say.
Give the late great Rick Majerus, coach, the credit every time you call him Doc, because you couldn't remember his name and he had the Dr. J shirt.
Well,
that's why. I didn't know if you needed that little bit of Marquette history there.
I'm glad you threw it in there.
Yeah, no problem. It's Friday.
We all needed it. Yeah.
So,
Bucks and Pacers open up their best of 7 tomorrow with game 1 at noon. There's an update sort of with Aaron Rodgers. I know this is a little bit of yesterday's news, but in case you missed it, he admitted that he's been in talks with the Pittsburgh Steelers, rented famously a Chevy Malibu. For his
didn't want anyone to think where I was going.
That was funny.
Rodgers, a guest of the Pat McAfee show, of course, yesterday for the first time since the end of the season. All right, so what's the holdup?
I'm in a different phase of my life. I'm 41 years old. I'm in a serious relationship.
Now we're talking.
I have off-the-field stuff going on that requires my attention. I have personal commitments I made, not knowing what my future was going to look like after last year that are important to me. And I have a couple of people in my inner circle who are really battling some difficult stuff.
Whoa.
So retirement still could be a possibility.
All right, so who's he dating? I think is what most people really want to know.
I want to know if it was the lady that was rubbing his foot in the
she was
video.
She was called Friend.
Well,
that?
yeah, her and her partner were both in the Friend group.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Fascinated by it. Now, he had let this thing out that he was in a relationship one of the times last year when he was on with McAfee. Serious relationship.
Now,
very serious.
I
believe it was People Magazine got an interview with Shailene Woodley, who said she was completely broken.
Yeah,
after
that's
her
right.
relationship
I
with Aaron
mean,
Rodgers.
you listen to Olivia Munn and some of the things that she said over the last several years. Danica Patrick has said some. Yeah.
But can I say this?
There's some,
there's some things.
There's some tea. You
got a dog.
You date someone famous.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some tea.
He got a cool looking dog, Armin. Apollo.
Pretty cool.
Awesome dog.
Beautiful looking dog.
Sorry, Armin, what were you going to say?
Can I just say this? I don't buy too much into that part of it because exes always have a story sour grapes about their ex.
All of my
exes.
exes
And when they do it publicly, so I'm not even worried about it. But I will say this: he's got an inner circle now.
Yeah.
A tighter circle. So I hope everything's good with his inner circle.
There's concentric circles.
And they're the ones that are not talking to Adam Schefter.
I've famously always liked Aaron. Thought he's a great player. I always do. But he is the representation of vague booking. Remember when people would put something like a vague post up on Facebook just to get people's attention? He does that.
Yeah.
He just drops in that he's got a personal relationship, personal things he's attending to, and wants everyone to have intrigue. So
we hit the parlay of the day yesterday at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I think we also hit the Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee show appearance parlay that we put together right before we got off the air. We said he was going to take a low-hanging fruit shot at someone in the media.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was with every bit of the reporting on all of his different inner workings and meetings with NFL teams, that he was going to drop in some kind of personal nugget, the relationship.
Sure. And the inner circle. People are battling things in his inner circle.
That's true. And then no answer, right? Like, so he's like, I kind of want to play, but I don't necessarily know if I want to play. I think he wants to play. I still think he wants to play in San Francisco too.
You brought that up, Billy. That's a good point that I've had in the back of my mind.
Anybody hear about that Brock Purdy contract that was supposed to happen for $50 million yet?
Listen, you were right on Darnold. So if you're right on this too, I'm going to call you, I don't know what the right word is. I'm going to call you Bill Schmidt. The future, can see the future because
just don't call me late for dinner because
I'm going to have that in the back of my mind every time because now
I'm Karnak
thinking about that thing.
I like that
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus. I'm going to call it Bill Stradamus.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Schmidt Stradamus. I'm going to call it. It's part of the Schmidt-a-palooza. That's part of the Schmidt-a-palooza that's coming up this summer.
So that's going to be a part of it. Now we're just putting palooza at the end of basically everything because it's transfer portal palooza right now in college sports too, Doug.
It certainly is. And let's see. Daniel Freitag, he's found a new home. Former Badgers guard. He's going to Buffalo.
There you go, Danny.
And you mentioned this a couple of days ago. The Badgers are all in on Joe Cotton.
Come on, Joe Cotton. But get him in here.
It's as good a name as it gets right there.
It really, I mean, it's perfect Wisconsin name.
That's it.
Perfect lineman name. You see the tape of him online and it's like, oh, it's playing against Wisconsin. And he is one of the most, if not the most sought after offensive lineman right now that's in the portal. Alabama's after him, Florida, Michigan, USC, others. He's taken 2 so far visits or will take 2 visits, one at Cincinnati, oddly, and one at Wisconsin.
Yeah, can't leave. That's one of those free agent visits, and this is exactly what it is. It's free agency. This is a free agent visit in the NFL that you just can't let go.
No,
because
it's not going to be one of those, hey, does this smell like chloroform kind of things, but
no,
pretty close to it.
Pretty close to it. Sign on the dotted line, figure it out. They desperately need somebody there, and I think it's such a weird position, Doug, where like you want somebody who is going to be able to obviously fill this massive gap because they still believe Kevin Haywood can be a starting left tackle, and I think he's going to be a really good one. But it's also a torn ACL, and you don't necessarily know how he's going to come back even next year. Yeah. So if you get, Cotton's got one for sure year. He plays well. Who knows what his decision is at the end of that? But he's a legit player. And you're right, those highlight tapes that mostly he posted a lot of them in that game against Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So
played pretty well.
They're like, oh, what is this FCS competition? Oh no,
he's got
Big
some
Ten competition.
He's got some familiarity with Camp Randall. He's at least seen in person jump around.
Yeah, and I was at that game, Doug. South Dakota was jumping around. They were still jumping around there at the end of the third quarter. That was
a little closer than it should have been.
That was still a ball game there. I would love for him to be signed on the dotted line. Figure that out, because you got to eliminate some of it right out.
And unlike most Cotton, he won't shrink when it gets hot.
But Cotton's tough. It's the fabric of our lives.
That's absolutely true. It is.
So do you think that's why he would not want to go to the SEC?
Because you think he'd shrink?
He would shrink because the Heat would go
in the competition. And I think
it's like those Yankees uniforms.
You got Joe Cotton coming down here to SEC country.
No, he's fine. Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, that is good.
Hey, it is a little different here in South Carolina than it was down there in South Dakota. Okay.
Hey, y'all see that Cotton boy yet?
You see
that Cotton guy?
You see that Joe Cotton? That's a big fella right there.
That's a big boy.
Big old boy.
Maybe the weather's a little bit more conducive in Wisconsin than it would be in the SEC.
Much easier.
For a bigger fella.
That's true.
Especially if you're not one of those Southern dudes. Like, you go down there and live in that.
Yeah.
You go down and train in that in the summer. Oh, my God. Like, that's one of the reasons why Andrew Whitworth was the insane human that he is, because built in Louisiana, 300 pounds built in Louisiana is going to be built different. That's going to be built a little different. It's a wild situation.
A lot of po' boy sandwiches and beignets.
A lot of shrimp, gumbo,
grits.
I don't think he was saying no to much.
Oh, jambalaya is so good.
Yeah, fantastic.
Like good New Orleans jambalaya.
Down there, it was good. Yeah,
unbelievable.
So, Dougie, 1 week away from the NFL draft.
Yes,
Cannot wait. We're watching some tapes and prospects here right now. You got a position that you think the Green Bay Packers are going to be grabbing there at 23. They drafting at 23.
I think they're going to draft at 23. I'm all in on Golden.
Matthew Golden. Okay.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Great. I hope you are. We're taking him.
Yeah.
I'm just, not to be negative, but it's never the guy we think or hope or want.
Well, with that attitude.
Wow. It's going to be Michael Williams. Come on. It's going to be Michael Williams, Georgia.
My mother-in-law wants a
Georgia,
Buka, but I think I had to tell her that I think that might be a little bit of a reach. Emeka Buka.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a reach, and they don't necessarily. I know he can play all three positions, but he's mostly slot. But.
Yeah, that's a fascinating one. I like the spot of where they'd go in receiver, but I also really, the more and more I'm watching some of these second and third round receivers, both of those kids from Iowa State would be dogs.
Yeah.
Jalen Noel, again, more of a slot, and they need somebody on the outside. You watch his routes, and it's just craftsmanship.
Yeah.
I mean, it is incredible to witness, and I could see them going in that realm as well, trying to go defense early. I'd also like them to go offensive line, but that's just me.
I like Scorton, but I think he was better at Purdue. So I don't know.
It's one of those weird ones where we were talking about it with Chad Ryder. You either get one or the other. You don't get your cake and eat it too.
Right.
You either get all production.
Yep.
Not sure about the traits. All crazy athleticism, and like Shamar Stewart, 3 sacks in 4 years. Right. It's like, all right, what are we going to do?
So it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. I keep seeing, I haven't been up in Green Bay for, since they started the build out, but I keep seeing all of the pictures up there. It's going to be something else. So
it's going to be crazy. We're going to talk about it with Jennifer Ark, Director of Stadium Services, in about an hour and 10 minutes from right now up in Green Bay. They put the screens in yesterday. The stage is basically set. They've got a lot of things shut down. There's still some things that you can go and access through the weekend. We'll talk about it there, but it's going to be a wild scene in 6 days.
And next week we will have more than 60 hours of live programming from Green Bay from draft.
Let's go. Amazing.
Oh, amazing. All right. And Doug's bringing up all the gear for all of them.
Yes, that's right.
I kind of am.
I was that is not facetious.
Charge it all.
That is not an exaggeration. So we got to let this guy get back to work. Doug,
I got to drive to Madison to pick up Heller's stuff too.
Get on over there.
I volunteer. Doug's office right now looks like an equipment warehouse, and I tell you, it's becoming harder and harder to find that candy bowl that I rate.
That's where all the Three Musketeers bars go.
Well, I've been pretty good during Lent. I haven't had a piece of candy yet.
Oh, okay. So Monday morning you'll be
on Monday morning. I'll be in there.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
You are looking nice and slim. Is that because you haven't been eating candy?
It's because I'm wearing really big shirts. That's the only.
That could be.
His arm is always. He's slim. He's
145
handsome
pounds.
guy.
Wet. Must be nice. Dougie, we'll talk to you in an hour.
Sounds good.
That is Doug Russell from the Update Studio. We always appreciate getting some headlines there and also being able to let you guys know of some news as well. The Brewers have made it official. We were talking about it with Hunter Baumgart a couple of minutes ago. They just put out the graphic. Caleb Durbin called up. They say Caleb Durbin, big leaguer. Now, you guys make fun of Sal Frelick's eyes a little bit. Can you give Caleb Durbin a minute before you start talking and making short jokes about him?
He's another one of our short kings, which I support those guys. I'm only 5'9" myself, not 5'8", 5'9" myself. So, hey, I like that. You don't need height to be a great baseball player, third baseman. So, listen, we can't do worse at third base. Is that fair to
That's
say?
very, very true.
Well, I think
statistically, I don't know that you could do much worse.
Much worse, I should say.
They're only 29th in the league. They could be 30th.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm very excited. It's nice to have hope at a position, and we have hope at third base. That's the way I'm operating.
25 years,
hope
25 years old, and formerly of Washington University in St. Louis. That means he is a Division III guy, a CCIW guy, and a big fan of that here on No BS. All right, we are going to take a quick timeout. On the other side, get your guesses in at 877-794-1973. 877-794-1973. A day late, but never a dollar short. We'll play What Does Billy Know on the other side with our friends at Tap In Golf Bar. Somebody is going to take home a free hour of simulator time at Tap In Golf Bar by winning What Does Billy Know? And I'm going to try to put together a good run here today. I'm guessing it's too early for draft. You're probably not going WrestleMania questions.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Easter questions. I'm interested. Category and What Does Billy Know is on the other side. It's No BS on the game. Hey guys, Billy Schmid, NBA playoffs this weekend. What's better than making picks during the basketball playoffs? I'll tell you this, the Underdog Fantasy Extender promo. They have a way for you now to get increasingly bigger boosts each round of the playoffs. Start a playoff series by using your Game 1 boost token and continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one and the next one and the next one. The longer the series, the bigger the boosts, and Underdog is the leading place to make all your sports picks. And you can now play in our state. Millions of fans have already won billions on Underdog, and their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews. To play, all you do is download the app and choose higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Looking already, Bucks and Pacers projections up 51.5 higher for Giannis, 7.5 higher first quarter points. I love the first quarter statistics and projections because then you know if you win right away. Pascal Siakam over 4.5 first quarter points. That son of a gun runs through the Bucks seemingly in playoff series. So take advantage or go against them and fade. You can play for as little as only $1. You can win up to $1,000 with your hoops knowledge on the Underdog Fantasy app. Sign up with promo code Billy. Unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code Billy. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
The NFL Draft has finally arrived.
The draft is finally here. Join the fun just steps away from the stage at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street for the ultimate draft party.
Getting pumped for the draft. Stop in all 3 days and enjoy the fun under the tent. On Friday, you can test your skills at the Ultimate Cornhole Tournament starting at 3 p.m. And every day during the draft, the doors open at 9 a.m. And make sure to see the mock draft stage and get your picture taken at the podium like you are at the draft live.
The Green Bay Packers select.
Chances to win great prizes every day, and you can meet Green and Gold legend and Hall of Famer Leroy Butler live on Saturday from 11 to 1. Try your skill at the Leap Walk. Great drink specials, just $9. Ice cold beer specials all week.
And there's the live radio row, and Drew and I will be doing our show every day, Tuesday through Friday, starting at 3 p.m.
That's the draft event at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street. It's open to all ages. Don't miss it.
Don't miss your shot to win $1,000 in bonus bucks.
Bonus bucks.
Listen every hour, weekdays between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Bonus bucks.
When you hear the nationwide keyword, enter it at our website.
Brought to you locally by ARR Recycling. Recycling pays. Go to ARR with your recyclable copper, brass, lead, steel, or aluminum and get cash. Visit them at ARR1938.com or stop in to their West Allis or Waukesha location. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Did you know that there are nearly 300 runners from Wisconsin competing in this year's Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America? For some, running Boston is a bucket list experience. Others are determined to break a personal record, but thousands of runners are doing it for a good cause. Together, we can help them raise money and make a difference. So find a runner, help a cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/help-a-cause. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, presenting partner of the Boston Marathon. References to charitable organizations are not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at adventknows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Wisconsin fishermen, your fishing boat battles harsh sun, algae, and grime on every trip out. Get it protected with the ceramic coating from Charisma Customs. Our ceramic coating is extremely strong, blocks 100% of UV rays, resists oxidation, and repels water. Your boat will stay clean, slick, and easy to maintain. Less scrubbing, more fishing. Keep your boat looking great season after season. Enjoy the water and not the work of owning a boat. Call 262-444-2525 or visit charismacustoms.com to protect your boat today. Charisma Customs Delafield.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now, and you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90Nation or visit them at windownation.com.
Preset. Save.
We're already a preset in your car, I assume.
Preset number 1. Never a doubt.
And we've brought it to the iHeartRadio app.
Simply click the button labeled Preset.
Our station gets anchored to the top of your app.
97.3 The Game. Added.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature.
It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
crashes into the bottom of the far circle. A shot off the mask. Rebound. Marino scores! The Milwaukee Admirals conclude the regular season Friday night by hosting the Chicago Wolves at Panther Arena. I'm here with a slapper. Scored! Pre-game coverage at 6:30. Face-off at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Live from the all-new Iron Jock Studios, built by Rima Remodel. This is No BS with Billy and Sarnia.
I've waited for this. I'm so excited.
On the Game.
Hi, No BS on the Game. We play What Does Billy Know generally on Thursdays. We got way too excited yesterday, so we're making it a Good Friday version of What Does Billy Know. It's App and Golf Bar, 2 locations in Waukesha and in Sussex. Get your chance at a free hour of simulator time. Your guess is in right now, 877-794-1973. Armin Sarian picks the questions, writes them up, unless you we're able to get these outsourced here today. I'm excited. Don't know what the category is. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Armin Sarian, the floor is yours.
First of all, thanks to all of our listeners for adjusting in this.
Yes.
With us in the time. We know appointment listening is important. We know you like to set the schedule, and it will continue to be on Thursdays. However, we just changed it up a little bit, so thanks for riding along with us. And now playing on Friday. Why not? We'll kick off the weekend with a fun time. Now, Billy, I understand why you thought probably I'd put off the draft questions, but I figured, you might not be here, or you won't be here next week.
Won't be here next week. Yeah, that's fair.
Might not. You won't be. We're excited for you for that.
Thank you.
And I wanted to make sure I got these questions to you. So we are going to do NFL draft, Green Bay / Packers draft as the category this week.
All right.
We're going to do that this week. All right. So I'm excited for this, Billy. And here are your questions. That's kind of a catch-all kind of topic because I wanted to include all these questions. All right. Question 1 for you. These college and high school teammates were both drafted by the Packers and were teammates for the Packers in the 90s. I'll give you another clue. They were both drafted in the 90s. They were both college and high school teammates.
This is Edgar Bennett and Leroy Butler.
Correct. Edgar Bennett and Leroy Butler. Both teammates at Florida State and at Lee High School in Jacksonville.
Robert E. Lee High School.
Yeah. Now, also, they were famously roommates together at the Packers.
And they were roommates.
They were roommates, good friends. However, Edgar Bennett liked the room a lot warmer than Leroy did. Leroy told that story once. Yeah. And the night before the Super Bowl, he didn't sleep well because Edgar kept turning the heat up.
Cranking it up.
And he kept turning it down.
Those Florida boys are different, too. Leroy's one of the only ones that would like it very, very, very cold.
Yeah. Well, he called down the maintenance for the hotel, and they said that there's nothing wrong with the thermostat. Your roommate keeps turning it up. He looked over to Edgar, and he was snoring. That's a great story he told in London last year. 1-for-1, good start. All right, who was the Packers' first overall pick in 1957?
First overall pick in 1957?
First time they ever had the first overall pick in the draft. And they took this player in 1957.
This is Paul Hornung.
Paul Hornung is correct. The Golden Boy, Heisman Trophy winner from Notre Dame, who before Vince played everywhere, really. Cornerback, multiple backfield positions, but settled in as a halfback for Vince. 2 out of 2. Good start. All right, Billy. Besides Javon Walker in 2002, this player in 2000 was the last non-quarterback offensive skill position player drafted by the Packers in the first round.
From the University of Miami, is it Bubba Franks?
Bubba Franks himself.
Was he number 8?
What you mean? What pick?
Yeah. I want to say it was top 10.
I thought it was. I can't say for sure. Don't know.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm not trying to throw you off.
Because we're decent back then, so I don't think they had a pick that high. They're like decent. 8 and 8.99. So I can't remember exactly.
14th pick.
14th. That was a high pick. Okay, 3 out of 3. You're doing well here. All right. Bubba Franks, by the way, good poker player. Didn't we hear that somewhere?
Yeah. Leroy told us that.
Leroy said that, right?
And you can see Leroy, and I don't know necessarily play poker against Bubba Franks and company, but Bubba Franks going to be a part of his draft party that's going to be going on at the Oneida Casino Wednesday night that you can still be a part of. Leroy Butler, Amon Green, Dorsey Levens, Bubba Franks. It looks like a star-studded group, so you're not going to want to miss that.
Indeed.
Gilbert Brown.
Right. Yeah. Indeed. Going to be a lot of fun there. 3 out of 3, Billy. Question 4. Over under 100,000. How many people are expected to attend the NFL draft in Green Bay this year?
You said 100,000?
Yes, over under.
Dave, what kind of layup question is this? Over.
It is over. Yes, they're
I mean,
predicting.
they put 70,000 in there for a game. I'd hope they'd get a little more.
I guess it was a little easier now that I think about the
Thank
number.
you for that,
said.
though. I needed that one.
Well, it was over. It is over. They're expecting over 250,000 people in Green Bay this next week for the draft. So that should be.
I thought it was a
tons of
trick
fun.
question. I thought you were trying to say per day. That's why I had to clarify. All right, let's go.
Two game. All right, the
appreciate you giving
Packers
me an easy
had 2 first-round picks in 2019. Who are the 2 players drafted in the first round? I think this is right.
In 2019, in 19, they took Rashawn Gary and Darnell Savage.
That's correct. Well done.
Traded back in for Savage. That's what I was
Right.
messed up about because they didn't have the 2 picks originally.
Right, right. Now, of course, not the last time. They did have 2 when they picked Wyatt and Quay.
22, yep.
Now, I didn't want to trick you there, so that's why I thought it was a fun question.
That was a good one. That was a
5
good
out
one.
of 5, Billy. You're on fire here. You get a perfect score so far. I don't want to jinx it.
Don't jinx it.
All right, but you do have it.
You just
All right.
Just did, yeah.
Day 3
I
of
don't
the
want to say anything, but right now, Freddie Peralta has not given up any hits. He's got a no-hitter through 5.
Don't say it. Day 3 of the NFL draft in Green Bay will feature a parade of these, which are synonymous with Packers tradition between players and kids.
Oh, bikes.
Bikes,
Yes,
indeed.
good one. Also, if
The
you're going
bike
to feature
parade.
Brad Paisley on Saturday night.
How about that, huh,
Oh,
Brad?
good one.
I
Yeah.
hope we can play Ticks, maybe. One of my favorite songs from Brad Paisley.
Huh, that is a good
Okay.
song.
It's a good song, man.
Armin, you checking people for ticks over there?
Checking people for ticks, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, okay.
Damn,
Well, not-
Armin.
well,
Dave,
just
why
my
don't you
wife.
start? Why don't you
Just my
start?
wife.
Throwing that in there. Maybe that should be your
Pickup line?
That should be my pickup line. Yeah.
It works for Brad Paisley.
Apparently, well, it helps that Brad Paisley also can play the guitar and sing.
Don't worry about all that.
Yeah, but
Just put it on your hinge
he
profile.
can't run that radio
Okay.
board. He probably could. Brad Paisley. Probably
Dave, radio, baseball. I'd like to check you for ticks. That's the hinge profile, right?
That would be it. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
not gonna
I'll
work. Oh,
I'll make that change. Yeah.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that these days. But yeah, that's
might get
very
banned.
You're
important.
gonna get reported so quick.
Very blocked and reported.
Dave's gonna be kicked off every app possible.
We don't want that. We need you on that Raya app.
I don't know that Dave's getting on the Raya app.
Schneidman's in. Dave's in. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Sorry,
if
Matt.
Schneidman can get in, we should be able to get Dave on the Raya
That was
app.
one of the all-time moments. All right,
Really
question
was a great
7. Billy, you are on fire. 6 for 6. Question 7. If you head to greenbay.com right now, you can A, find maps to Green Bay. B, find routes and suggestions on how to get to the draft campus. C, link to the NFL One Pass app. Or D, all of the above.
Listen, I was really dumb when I was a test taker back in the day. If there was an all the above option, I'm taking it. All of the above, D.
D is correct, Billy.
Because generally, if I didn't know, I'd pick C. I
was a
read
good one.
somewhere online
I
that
read
it
that
was like
too.
70% of the time.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't work in the science portion of the ACT when I fell asleep and I just went C all the way down. I think your boy got a 7. So
That was like
that's
science.
rather rude. Of
But that was like science reasoning, wasn't it? It was like
I don't know.
not
I didn't
straight
read any of the
science?
questions. I woke up when the lady hit the desk and said, "You have 5 minutes." I was like, "Whoops."
Oh man.
All right.
Is that a true story?
C. Yeah, it was bad.
Billy, it all worked out for you.
I
you
did
know?
really good in the reading part of it, which
Good
was
thing you're an
strange because I
athlete.
think I only read at like 10th grade level.
Good thing you were an athlete. I'm just kidding. I don't
We
believe it.
use the athlete very loosely. Thank you.
All right, 7 out of 7, Billy. Question 8. True or false? You can attend the NFL draft for free as long as you register on the NFL One Pass app.
True.
True is correct. So everybody go register for free on the NFL One Pass app, but you can't just walk up there and expect to walk in.
There are people that guessed 4 that are just livid right now.
They're mad.
Absolutely.
They're mad.
I don't know if anyone guessed a 10.
Listen, you never know what the questions will consist
You
of.
never know. That's the part
what's
of what is
sort
Billy
fun.
know that everybody loves.
And I just want to remind people you can register, or you should register. You have to register if you want to go, but it is free to go.
It's free to go.
How many things are free in our world these days? You know?
Armin, not much.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's cheaper than going and getting a dozen eggs.
Absolutely. The prices I'm paying.
Dan in West Bend said I would have picked a higher number if I knew Armin was just going to lob in meatballs.
Yeah, well, you know what? Dan in West Bend, I guess if I knew every team that was going to win today, I'd make a lot of money too.
I would make so much
But
money.
you don't know. And that's sort of the intrigue of the whole game. Oh, that's what
part
we
of the
do.
fun.
It's
That's part of the
of
fun.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You can't get much for free anymore. But you can go to the NFL draft for free as long as you register on the NFL One Pass app. 8 for 8, Billy. We're approaching history here.
I'm starting to get nervous.
Question 9. The Packers spent a second-round pick on this quarterback in 2008, but he never appeared in a game. Who was it?
Ooh, Ooh, Brian Brom.
Merrill Hodges' favorite.
Yep.
Now, what I thought was impressive about Matt Flynn, he passed him up on the depth chart as a 7th rounder even before. They're like, actually, this is the guy. Isn't that something, huh?
Although after Brian Brom, his first pass as a Packer during a preseason game was intercepted, I did think he might be Brett Favre.
Yeah, you're like, okay, that's fine.
Wait a second. That's how it happened for Brett. Should be okay.
The funny thing is Brian Brom had so much hype those couple of years coming out. And I'm like, all right, one of these two guys is going to hit.
Yeah.
Rodgers or Brom.
That was not Jeff Brom.
That's fair. That's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point.
I wonder what Brian Brom's doing nowadays. I think he's coaching for his brother.
Be honest with you, I had his Wikipedia up, so I'm gonna check that out for you. All right, I'm gonna check that out for you.
Just checking that out real quick to make sure that we have that dialed in.
9 out of 9. Question 10, Billy. This is it. This is the final ball.
It's gonna be like a Rory on the 18th green.
Oh no! Oh,
what's he gonna do?
Come on!
But is this a playoff hole?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Good cover right there.
You got a good shot. It's an over-under. You got a good shot at this. All right.
50% chance, some are saying.
Over-under 3.5. How many 7th-round picks did the Packers have in the 2000 draft?
In the 2000
2000.
I'm going to over under 3.5 7th-round picks. I'm going to go over.
Billy, you got it.
Let's go. Let's go.
I thought for sure. I didn't say for sure. I thought you might say under. That's true. In the 2000 draft, the Packers had 5 7th-round picks.
Wow.
And one of them was your guy, Tausch. One of them was a great
Let's go.
And Charles Lee, who played a long time in the league, 6 years is pretty good. Mark Tauscher, Ron Moore, never heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Lee, Eugene McCaslin, who sounds
like a fantastic name.
Great dude, like great name.
Yeah.
And Rondell Mealy, who I've never heard of.
Rondell Mealy was a guy. Yeah, that's for sure. That's impressive. You have 5 opportunities for it, and one of them turns into a Super Bowl champion.
Oh, yeah.
And Packers Hall of Famer and starter for almost a decade. Yeah, that works.
What a draft, though, that year. Bubba Frank's obviously in the first round. Cliffy, round 2. Chad Clifton, mainstay at left tackle for many, many years.
2 bookend tackles in the same draft. One in the second, one in the 7th.
Niall Diggs, the linebacker. You heard of this guy, Kabir Bajabiamil in the 5th round. Wow. That's a pretty good draft right there.
KGB.
Yeah, and a perfect 10 for you today, Billy. Let's hear it for Billy.
Let's
Getting
go.
10 out of 10.
Wow. Let's go.
Wow. And you have matched your all-time high. I think you got it one time. Did you? Or that was maybe Butch.
It is the highest you could get.
It's
hard to get an 11.
So you either set or match the record, and if anyone had a 10, congratulations. All right.
We're going to find out who had a 10. We will answer that on the other side. We'll also talk to our friend Brian Noe of Fox Sports Radio. He'll join us for a little national part of the conversation about the NFL draft. Is Noe making it up here to Green Bay for the draft? Is he staying with our friend Mike Heller? We'll ask all those important questions and more coming up. It's No BS on the Game. Here's your chance to win some bonus bucks. Win $1,000 by entering this nationwide keyword on our website, 973thegame.com. Enter WIN. That's WIN, W-I-N. Now at 973thegame.com.
The NFL Draft presented by Bud Light is coming to Green Bay. Don't miss your chance to experience the ultimate NFL fan fest.
Unbelievable atmosphere.
For free. Featuring player appearances, photo opportunities, fan experiences, live music, and more. Be there as the future of the NFL takes the stage in Titletown. Starts Thursday. Register for free entry at NFL.com/draft access.
KB, Iron Jock's long sleeve t-shirt. Where does it rank on your list of favorites?
I love it. It's my go-to when I'm home.
You're not alone. Our smart and good-smelling listeners agree. They give it a 4.8 out of 5-star rating. It's one of Iron Jock's best sellers.
Now through April 27th, take 35% off Iron Jock long sleeve t-shirts with the code BESTSELLER35.
Relaxed fit, constructed with a thread that eliminates that scratchy feel.
The best t-shirt on the planet for under $30.
Get yours now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Hey guys, Billy Schmoo, my friends in Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. And at Milwaukee Weight Loss, their doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program comes with a secret weapon. They're weight loss coaches that are there with you for ongoing support before, during, and far after you're done with Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without drugs or injections with the risk of serious side effects. No prepackaged meals, no bars and shakes, and no exercising even required. Their program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good Here's the best part. Their program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other weight loss programs that you've either tried or heard of in the past. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in the first month or two. That's up to a pound a day. So start by scheduling your free consultation by giving them a call at 262-433-4008 or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on the game and that Billy Schmidt sent you.
Join a growing team offering outstanding benefits, including their own health clinic, paid training, and top wages. Take the next step in your career. Join Southern Wisconsin's premier manufacturer, Meadowcraft of Mayville, hiring all positions, skilled and unskilled. All shifts at their Mayville, West Bend, Beaver Dam, Fall River, and Horicon facilities. No experience required. Learn more and apply at MTLcraft.com. That's MTLcraft.com.
Where employees make the difference. Now Craft of Mayville.
Meadowcraft is an equal opportunity employer. Minorities, women, veterans, and persons with disabilities encouraged to apply.
The Milwaukee Admirals regular season finale tonight at 7 against rival Chicago Wolves at Panther Arena. The Admirals will sport their iconic Euchre-style jerseys, which will be auctioned with proceeds benefiting 4 of Bob's favorite charities: Make-A-Wish Wisconsin, ALS Association, Wounded Warrior Project, and Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin for Cancer Research and Critical Care. Plus, all fans receive an Admirals team picture thanks to the Wisconsin State Fair and Saz's Restaurant and Catering. Looking for great value? Get an Admirals ticket plus a ticket to the 2025 Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular for only $24, or high school or college students with valid student ID can get a slice of delicious Ian's Pizza at any retail location and an ads ticket for only $13. Check out money-saving ticket packages on MilwaukeeAdmirals.com. That's Admirals Hockey, tonight at 7. Admirals Hockey is presented by Landmark Credit Union. For all things Admirals, including stylish merchandise, upcoming playoff information, or ticket specials, please log on to MilwaukeeAdmirals.com or download the Admirals app. And remember, don't just buy tickets, invest in memories.
Drew Olson here for Pep's Draft House Pizza, the official pizza of the Timeout Sports Lounge and the Drew and KB Show. When you're hungry for pizza, take it to the house and pair your favorite beer for a true Draft House experience at home. Now with 3 crust options: original hand tossed, crunchy thin crust, and new rising crust. One of my favorites is the Prohibition Special. 2 types of sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, and red, green, and yellow peppers. Pour your favorite Maibach for a near perfect pairing. It's easy to live your best frozen pizza life with Pep's Draft House Pizza.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Rain and thunderstorms moving in this morning, with another round possible later on this afternoon and this evening. Highs will likely get to near 74 today on a strong southwest wind. Overnight tonight, the rain should taper off, and by Saturday, we get some sunny breaks and 56. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. It's time to bring people back into the hiring process. If posting jobs online and screening applicants is failing, turn to the experts, Express Employment Professionals. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. Express blends tech with local support. That's ExpressPros.com.
Drew and KB here. Join us at 3 o'clock. We're going to play Figure It Out, presented by Great Midwest Bank.
We'll give you a rundown on the Goo Goo Dolls concert at the Christian Yelich home plate event and preview the athletics series.
We'll also talk Bucks Pacers. Join us at 3, Drew and KB.
With us, get ready for the next hilarious PayPal campaign with Will Ferrell singing his rendition of Fleetwood Mac's "Go Your Own Way" in a bathtub. Check out the teaser tonight and the commercial during the basketball games this weekend. Will Ferrell singing in a bathtub.
Can't wait, man. Everything he does is funny, so I'm excited for that.
That also, Fleetwood Mac songs have also just become like great GIF worthy moments,
like
right?
Viral type stuff, right?
Dreams was while you're drinking an Ocean Spray for however long.
Riding the skateboard.
Go Your Own Way arguably is better. of a
Great,
song.
great,
I don't
great
know
song.
where you would fall in on that one.
I'm with you on that. It's a great song. I haven't ranked my Fleetwood Mac songs lately, but I would say that's got to be up there.
That's something that I usually do weekly. It is one of those deals that signifies how little I know about music.
Oh yeah.
I thought Fleetwood Mac was one person for a long time.
Yeah,
like a long
Fleetwood, or-
time.
Yeah.
I thought it was one guy. And I'm like, wait a second. I was like, one guy. Wait, no. Wait, that's Stevie. Wait, that's a girl. What are you doing? Shows how little I know about music.
Listen, no,
This is a great tune.
you know about
Oh, yeah.
music. It's just what era,
This thing can really ride.
You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I'm listening to that, I'm going to be fired up. Now, somebody singing in a bathtub, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I know I'm very excited for the teaser coming up tonight and the entire spot coming up this weekend. Going to be fun. Will Ferrell doing anything is going to be an Electric Factory.
Yeah.
We are going to try to catch up with our friend Brian Noe a little bit later. Miscommunication on some timing, a little difficult time. It's also he's out in Las Vegas, my favorite city in the whole wide world,
Yeah, who knows?
outside of Milwaukee. And in Vegas, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, there is. So,
WrestleMania weekend.
yeah. And I know he's
a lot of stuff
I know
going on.
he's ready for that. So who knows?
So
what
he might be might be at the WWE world. He could have been at last night, Armin, WrestleMania After Dark. Did you hear this?
okay.
The WWE is putting together nightly after parties at the spot in Las Vegas that everybody goes to,
the Luxor.
Fontainebleau.
Oh wow! Of course, it's Fontainebleau. They need people in there. They need people in there, and then Fontainebleau needs that party. So I totally get it.
I'm seeing all the advertisements
Yeah,
for it.
of
I'm like,
course.
who on earth is going to Fontainebleau?
That's the problem. That nobody is. That's why they have the space for it, and they want any sort of event there. And B, they need people to get in there and into the airport terminal. That's what I call it. It's more like an airport terminal. When
Have you
it's got
been
the
there?
vibe. I've been in Fontainebleau.
Okay.
They've got a huge escalator in there. It's the one thing I remember. It's
Oh,
a
wow,
cool
okay.
place. It's a beautiful place.
Oh,
It's-
it seems
it's
pristine.
elegant, pristine,
Yeah.
clean. It's just very sterile, and there's not a lot of action on the north side of the strip these days. As you know, we've talked
With
about
two of
that.
the newest places of Resorts World and Fontainebleau. Now, I love Resorts World.
It's their nice facilities, but the foot traffic's not there, right?
It's too difficult to get to.
And they're kind of like nondescript. Like
Tremendous taco spot on the other side of the street, but
Is
a
it?
lot of people are
Yes.
like, I don't know that I really want to walk across that part of Las Vegas Boulevard to go get street tacos.
Yeah. So listen, now they're gonna have these after parties though, and I'm sure they'll be popping.
Oh, they'll be popping. The funny thing is,
a wrestling after party, like
a
for
wrestling
WrestleMania?
crowd is
Come on
is a different crowd.
They're not the $100 a hand crowd, or what are you
No,
trying to say?
I didn't anticipate that they would necessarily be in for like the nightclub experience that maybe the WWE in Las Vegas was thinking they were going to get. There's a lot of t-shirts and shorts, and that might be the only time they're allowed into a Fontainebleau establishment. Look at the way certain people did last night at the event, but it was a rocking time. It's going to be an elite weekend coming up for folks that like sports entertainment. I for one am fired up for it. I love this weekend. And I also think that there's certain events that bring you back to a certain time.
Absolutely.
Right? Like
The
WrestleMania
memories, yeah.
will be a time when people are like, Mac, when I was 11 or 12, I was always in that.
You remember
That's
the
pretty
moments,
cool.
yeah.
You remember those times.
Time capsule.
It is the industry is continually getting more and more mainstream right now, and they also just have a ton of stuff going on. So like them being in Las Vegas, a little bit jealous that we're not there, but I'm always jealous of people going to Las Vegas. Like in a
Sure.
month when you go, I'm going to have to hate you for a whole week.
That's part of the process, Billy. It's the FOMO, it's the I'm mad at you, but man, I wish I was there.
God, I wish I was there.
That's how I feel when you go.
Yeah.
It's just part of the process. So WrestleMania, I'm sure will be great. I'll be honest with you, with Brewers and NBA playoffs, I don't know how much I'll check in, but I've got the Peacock app, so I know I have the ability to. So we'll see what
okay.
happens.
Oh, but you might tap in just tap in one time. Tap in during the main event on Sunday.
I was gonna say, is there like, if it's like a main event type thing or something, I know something big and funny's about to happen, I'll do it.
I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted of when the good stuff is happening.
I like watching the crowd, actually, the signs. and the crowd and what funny stuff is happening with the signs.
And the energy is palpable. I mean, it is, we're talking about live events. There might not be a better live event than a WrestleMania. I think another live event that's going to measure up to it is going to be the NFL draft coming up next week.
I think absolutely.
But this is one where they specialize in entertaining you the entire time. Part of the atmosphere and the excitement for the draft is just seeing something that is so unforgettable, something that's so different.
Unprecedented,
and
yeah.
Unprecedented is the right word.
It's
because
never happened here, yeah.
It has not happened in Green Bay. I don't know that it'll happen again. I have a good feeling like it is going to be such a success that that Green Bay becomes a little bit more of a spot that they'll go back to.
Mm-hmm.
There's also places that maybe will not put in for the draft because, like New Orleans, I don't think they necessarily need the draft. They're going to get a Super Bowl every 6 or 7 years.
Right.
This might not be the event that they're going to put in for. Green Bay showcases itself and balls out, and everybody has themselves a fantastic time. Looks like the weather might be kind of nice coming up next weekend. I think Green Bay will be a little bit more on a rotation to be able to host this event.
I think that would be pretty cool. I'll admit, like, I kind of approach this as like a one-time type deal, but you never know what could happen in the future. If Green Bay is a great host, which they have been, they're going to be, and everything goes well, and they're like, you know what? It's the charm of being in Green Bay. It's the charm of the energy of this event. They could come back. I mean, that would be fantastic for it to be in the regular rotation. Like you said, Billy, not sure what teams are going to want it, if they're going to try and give it to every market, the NFL market that does want it, that has it. But we know that there's a charm that the Packers have, that Lambeau has, that Green Bay has when it comes to pro sports and the NFL, for that matter, that not many other markets do. And that's, I think, the one thing that we're leaning into with the hosting. And I think that's great, because I think that's what we have to, to market and to show ourselves off for. So excited to see how things go. I know it's going to be great, and excited to experience all of it. Even though we'll be here, Billy, I know the rest of our team will be, fans will be, and it feels like it's the effort of a whole state kind of chipping in, and that's what makes us great here.
It's a really, really good point, because it not lost on us as we've talked about this event. The public workers that are doing not double but triple, quadruple time. You mentioned in the entire state the amount of different places around the state where people will be coming from, where people will be traveling from, staying, visiting, like where people are coming in to go and work. Right. I mean, I imagine there's people from around the state that are going to go in there and be temporary workers for this weekend. It really will take the entire state and the entire village, and understand how stressful this is going to be for people up there, but it is going to be an incredible, incredible event. To attend, remember, download the NFL One Pass app and register. It's a free ticket to get into the draft. Once registered, fans will receive a QR code for admission. Each adult can bring up to 5 children with them. One Pass will have plenty of information with all those attending the event, and we'll have a lot more information coming up. In a couple of minutes, we're going to be joined by Jennifer Ark, Director of Stadium Services. She's been with the Green Bay Packers 25 years.
Not bad, huh? Pretty good.
Quarter century, pretty good run for Jennifer Ark.
She's got a ring then, at least.
Oh, yeah, got one on the finger.
Yeah, she's got one Super Bowl ring, yeah.
So excited to ask her about the 2010 Super Bowl now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Like
to ask her about the development of putting this together, what fans can expect, and what else they got going on throughout the weekend up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, for the draft coming up next weekend. Right now we're watching, which I did not realize the NFL Network was going to just re-air old drafts.
Old drafts. Let's go.
The stage was being set, the video boards, the LED boards behind the stage, all put together last night. And I saw some pictures, and our friend Wes Hodkowitz and Matt Schneidman put together some different looks at it. It is an incredible, impressive setup. So I'm excited to see some pictures for it. Like you mentioned, we didn't make the travel roster. I like to call us the designated survivors.
I think that's a great way to look at it, because there's more, there's not many things for most people involved with the draft that have something bigger going on, but you do, and that's fair to say. So
a little something.
I think it's okay that we're not, but we're still going to be on air with you, right? So it's going to be great.
Which I'm fired up
for in the evening. So
the amount of us being able to be back here for the draft show, I'll be a part of Monday's show, and then I'll be off for a couple of days. Wife is going to have our second child, and then I'll be back on Thursday night hanging out with you guys, talking draft and bringing you pick by pick, round by round through the 2025 NFL selection meeting. All right, on the other side, the parlay of the day is hot.
We're on fire, man. We're on fire. Let's go.
So we're now even for the month of April. Do we just go absolutely ham sandwich and try to go even for the entire run of the parlay of the day and just go home run prop.
I kind of like where you're getting at here. I kind of like this.
We just try to have everybody win like 100x and throw up some home run parlays coming in.
See, this is the aspect of Billy that I like. When I'm at the kiosk and I've got two little guys on my shoulders, and one's Billy's like, you got to go for the home run here, Armin. You got to go for the home run.
Yes.
And the other one's like, well, you got one now. Just kind of play it safe.
No home run prop.
Yeah.
No. They got
the emotional hedge.
I was going to say the devil
shoulder.
or the angel on Armin Sarian's shoulder. Which one will be unleashed?
One more leg. That's that's Billy on my shoulder.
Maybe
so
just tap that plus 500 in there and really
just
juice up those odds.
Parlay away.
We might just be one parlay away. Victory yesterday. That's 2 in a week. Who are we? Not going to want to miss the parlay of the day. Up next, hour 3 of No BS is right after this.
The NFL draft keeps getting bigger and better every year.
Draft coverage on the game is presented by Pep's Draft House Pizza. Make your house a draft house.
Hey, it's Billy Schmidt. This basketball season, when your favorite stars score buckets, we're alley-ooping you an opportunity to win money while watching sports with Underdog. Underdog is one of the leading sports apps, and now you can play in our state. You trying to win up to 1,000 times your money? You can with Underdog. To play, simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. Points, assists, rebounds. They got your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from, and you can create entries of all basketball picks or mix and match across your favorite sports, and you can turn $1 into $1,000 with your sports knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up using promo code Billy to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code Billy. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Hey guys, Abe here. How'd you like to roll VIP with Cousin Subs and Double D himself, Donald Driver? Friday, May 23rd, Donald and Jordan Love are hosting the Green Bay charity softball game in Appleton. You could be their VIP guest. I'm talking meet and greet with Donald, VIP seats, food, drinks, and Cousin Subs for a whole year. Yeah, that's a party, baby. Enter daily at cousinsubs.com/GB softball. Now through May 9th. Cousin Subs, we believe in better, and free sandwiches.
Deep left field, it is gone!
The sounds of summer are here. Brewers baseball returns to American Family Field all April long. Get your seats now at brewers.com.
It's Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now, and you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90Nation or visit them at windownation.com.
KB here. If you've got nagging aches and pains, you got to try Happy Place Hemp CBD and Delta 8 gummies. Just go to happyplacehemp.com, use the promo code DrewKB at checkout, get 25% off your order. Start feeling better right away. That's happyplacehemp.com.
Something amazing is happening here. Scientists are using AI to study how whales talk to each other. CDW experts can give researchers the power to process complex data with HP workstations, advanced by AMD Ryzen Threadripper Pro processors. With easier handling of AI workloads, your organization can bring powerful insights to the surface. Make amazing happen. HP, AMD, and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/HPAMD.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for University Housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Cordell and Cordell, Divorce and Family Law, 866-323-7529, 111 East Kilbourne Avenue, Suite 1650, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53202, CordellCordell.com.
Grab the contest rules for 97.3 The Game at thegamemke.com.
WRNW Milwaukee, available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. 97.3 The Game, an iHeartRadio station. There is no BS with Screamin' Sicilian Premium Craft Frozen Pizza. Find it in your local grocer's freezer and taste what all the screaming is about. Drop it.
He's very knowledgeable, very intelligent guy, very personable guy.
Here's Doug Russell.
All right, the Bucs will start their playoff run tomorrow in Indianapolis. Milwaukee looking to get out of the first round for the first time since 2022. Well, they didn't get out of the second round. They got a huge boost of good news yesterday when Damian Lillard was cleared to play after missing more than a month with a blood clot in his leg. A year ago, the Bucs, of course, got the Pacers in the first round and lost in 6. This year, Milwaukee won 3 of the 4 meetings between the two clubs. And
the one we lost was an incredible shot by Halliburton. And then the non-foul that they called a foul also on Giannis. But we'll move on from that. But it's the same themes. Transition. We have to get back. We got to take care of the ball. Last year, and Indiana's not a great offensive rebounding team, but last year they crushed us on the glass. So that's a focal point going in the series.
All right, that's Coach Dr. Glenn Rivers.
He was not wrong about a couple of those things.
No, he wasn't wrong about any of it, I don't think.
Getting back in transition was a massive issue last year.
Yeah.
Like Obi Toppin taking the top off and just running and being able to yam all over the place, that can't happen.
We got to get back on makes or misses. That's one thing that Indiana's
There will be one human being that I despise more than just about anybody during this series.
Tyrese?
TJ McConnell.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yes, he was killing us last year. But I feel like we got KPJ now that can bird dog some of these guys. He's great on the perimeter defensively. I'm excited for him to just get in somebody's shorts and just annoy them, you know? Sorry, get in their shirt, I should have said. God, why?
You're going to save that drop for later.
McConnell's a great example. He kept curling off that screen. He kept curling. I'm just going to go right through it. He kept curling off the screen. He would always create mismatches and over rotation.
Tip-off is set for noon.
KPJ's also probably hoping that happens Saturday night. I don't know. They got a noon tip. They're off for a couple of days. Who knows? Maybe he probably doesn't think like Indianapolis, like Shaq or Charles thinks about San Antonio.
No, in all seriousness, I want him heating the ball up a lot. I think that could be a big way for the Bucs to get an edge in this series.
Let's do it.
All right. Last hour we heard from Aaron Rodgers. If he does wind up with the Steelers, of course, he'll wind up playing against the Packers. Date TBD. It's slated to be in Pittsburgh. There have been rumblings about Dublin, but that's probably not going to happen if it is. If Aaron is there, I mean, Mark Murphy talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's like Pittsburgh's going to protect that game. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, that's the tough thing about the Packers going overseas as an opponent. A lot of times teams are going to protect it. Pittsburgh, I wouldn't think would be as like hell-bent on keeping games because they sell out every game.
Sure.
Right? Like different teams that need the draw, you would think.
As they've been.
But Yeah, I mean the Packers only come there once every 8 years. I would assume that they would like that game at
Probably. Now the
Acrisure Stadium.
rumor, and we won't find out for a couple weeks, but the rumor is that it's not the Packers in Dublin. It's going to be the Bills.
Ooh,
Okay.
Steelers Bills. Okay,
We'll
Be a
find
good
out.
matchup. Be a great game.
He also said, "I expect us to play over there every other year."
Yeah, I would think so.
He said, "I
Because-
expect us to play an international game every other year."
Yeah,
and
it
it's like,
sounds-
okay, well, they played one last year. Maybe
Yeah.
they take one off.
Well, the other
and-
rumor is Munich in 2026.
and they just got the marketing rights for the UK, Ireland,
But that's
and
not
Germany.
Yes, but that's not. They're not market exclusive. It's not like the Packers are the
Yes,
only.
you're exactly
team
right. Yep,
that can market in those countries.
How about
So-
Munich?
Some
You
of
know?
them have been in there for like the Patriots and Buccaneers, I believe, were two of the first ones in Munich. And when they played, the Buccaneers played that Seattle game was the first time that they had played in Germany. It was 85% Buccaneers fans because people were like, all right, I've been seeing these commercials for 3 years.
Exactly.
And they were at least interested
That's
in
the
it.
team-
Build it up, build some equity in there.
The team I'm going to cheer for.
Yeah.
Well, ich liebe Deutschland, you know, so.
Look at that, Munich.
That's German.
Wow,
That's a
you've
German.
been
dropping
you've been
a little-
holding that in
Dropping a
there.
little German in there, multilingual. Armin,
I
sorry,
did
and you're a
take-
man of all
yeah.
many
I
talents.
did take German in high school, so ich liebe Deutschland.
I took a little French.
What
but
is that?
was about 100
I
years
love
ago when
German
dinosaurs
shorts.
roamed the earth.
What'd you
Is that
say?
what that means?
What'd you say?
Getting someone's shorts? Is that what that means in German?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
should, maybe I'll Google translate that.
Okay.
Nevertheless, the Packers do play the Steelers, whether it's here or there. It's not going to be in Green Bay. But Jordan Love was asked about that when he was a guest of the always delightful Kay Adams yesterday.
If your old friend Aaron Rodgers
she is.
stays in the National Football League, you will play him potentially. How do you feel about that?
I would definitely love to play A-Rod. You know, that would be cool to, you know, obviously start my career with him being a backup to now playing against him. You know, I know there's a lot of question marks around that. So I'm excited to see it for him.
Jordan, what if he doesn't play anymore? What if this is it?
We'll see. I'm not even going to speak on that. I hope that's not the case. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just watching that man play. I definitely think he's got some more years in the tank. But that was my mentor coming to the league, so I would hate to see him go out.
So there you go. That was Jordan Love yesterday. Okay, I think he was in his car.
Yeah,
when
he was in
being
his car.
interviewed.
It looked like. I also like how he cut himself off there before he said go out like that.
Yeah.
He said, I hate to see him go out.
Like that.
He wanted
Like
to
that.
say like that, the
He
way
was-
that they
with
played.
4 wins.
Want to see him go out and play well.
Dodging and weaving. He's like, you will not get me to say anything controversial.
Yeah, you're
it's
not
like,
getting me,
You,
Kay.
you see, it's like she's on a dance floor. He's trying to get her. He's like, nope.
Because
no.
Kay Adams and Taylor Rooks have this innate ability to have these cats say just about anything or everything possible. In
Wonder what that is. I wonder what that is.
What, what could possibly be that skill set that they
I don't
have?
know, man. Like it is, they just have these guys so ready to spill the beans on anything.
They're
Big
really
doe eyes, I think, is
It
what
might
it
be,
is.
dude.
They're
It's just
very
impressive.
They're
stuff.
very disarmed when they go to interview. those
Disarmed,
two
yes.
ladies, you
And
know?
listen, that's a skill to be able
It's
to
a
have.
very good skill.
And not one that only female reporters like them
True.
two would even have. You know who I think is also in the same boat?
Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick is 1,000%. Dan Katz and PFT.
Oh, yeah, without a
Those
doubt.
guys on
Uh-huh.
Pardon My
Sure.
Take,
Yeah.
instantly guys are like, hey, what's up?
Yep.
I'll say something that I definitely probably shouldn't.
Because they feel like that if you go on, Pardon My Take, for example, you've probably been listening to Big Cat for
Yeah, you've heard
several
him, yeah. You
years,
think
and
it's
you
funny?
feel like you know the guy almost. And
Yeah.
you know, every NFL player knows about, you know, Kay Adams and how she came up, and you know, now the show that she's doing after Good Morning Football. So yeah, I mean, they have this innate ability to just relate really well
And instantly.
and I think a lot of that, you know, if you want to go back to Dan Patrick, I think he might have been the pioneer of that, because he'll just look at you straight up and ask you the question that everybody wants to know.
His ability to get right into an interview is a skill. Like the way that somebody comes on, it's hard to not welcome them to the show and say something. Dan is amazing at just saying, hey, so what happened last night?
Yeah.
In just the most calm, cool, and collected fashion.
Yeah.
Granted, he did it on SportsCenter when they had 2 minutes to be able to interview guys, so you had to get right to it. But there's a reason why he's in the GOAT conversation.
Are you signing with the Steelers or not?
Dan, thanks for having me on
Yeah.
today. I love the show. Been on for a while. There's a lot of things that could possibly be going on, and you know, there's conversations.
Tell me about those conversations.
Just instant, dude. It's awesome. Well, listen, I drove a Chevy Malibu in, and I didn't really know
Why did you rent
what
a
we were doing.
Chevy Malibu?
So no one would see me.
Did you not think that people would recognize you? Did people recognize
Do you not want to be recognized?
Do you not want to be recognized?
It's amazing, dude. Like that.
Yeah. Unless you're Matt Harvey. That was an awkward interview. Do you guys remember the Matt Harvey one where Matt did not know he wasn't supposed to talk about anything other than like what dial
Other than
soap
the product
or
that he was.
whatever.
Oh yeah. Well,
Matt, this is how this works.
Right.
I ask you a little bit about you, and then
I'm only here to talk about dial soap or whatever it was. Like, well, then
even something like that
to me.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like those car wash interviews that you do at. I mean, you guys were
sure
on Radio Row. You know what those are all about.
It was great.
You know, you bring in Joe Montana. Yeah, he's going to talk about his pistachios. But then the conceit is that you will also be able to ask him some things
Right.
about football, his
Yeah.
experiences playing with Jerry Rice, winning Super Bowls, things like that.
Yeah, you bring Josh Jacobs to talk about his friends at USAA, and then to drop a couple tidbits on and go viral.
Need number one wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I'm only here to talk about USAA. Okay, that's great, but we need.
But how do the
then
Packers get
other
into
than
this
that,
game?
you're wasting my time, and more importantly, you're wasting our listeners' time.
And that was one of the reasons why. Damn, Josh Jacobs was so good.
It was so good. It was
instantly.
so
He was
good.
in all the different interviews he had. He's like, hey, I'll talk about my stuff. Like he put Paulie Paps damn near in a hospital when he had his shoulder pads on and
Yeah.
laid him out on the Dan Patrick set.
Yeah, that was
Went
wild.
viral with us. Went viral there. Good dude.
Absolutely.
And also he was one of the auction not Josh Jacobs, a Josh Jacobs autographed helmet donated by Josh Jacobs.
He donated
He
an auction item.
contributed last night. He was a part of the home plate event last night.
How cool
They
is
had
that?
some pretty impressive auction items.
I would think.
They're really nice. It
Joe
looked like-
Burrow donated a couple of things. Josh Jacobs donated a couple of
Yelly
things.
dialing up. Was Baker Mayfield, or he and Yelly and Baker Mayfield still tight?
I think there was a Baker Mayfield signed helmet that I had seen. A couple of Jordan Love things dropped in there.
Sure.
So that's really cool to be able to go all the way around and impact so many people. From Damian Lillard had donated a couple of things. Like it's not lost on us, Dougie. You've been here for a long time. You've seen athletes come and go. And Yelly went through some obviously turbulent times in
Sure.
there. But for him to be at this point, almost a decade in Milwaukee, and be
Yeah.
running something like that for his third year in a row, that was pretty cool stuff last night.
Absolutely. You love to see that in guys that become part of the community. I mean, you even look at a guy like Donald Driver, who doesn't live here, but is always
Perfect
back in
example.
the community all the time, always giving back, whether it's, the charity softball outing, whether it's some of the other community initiatives that he has in Milwaukee or Green Bay. I've got, by the way, I don't think Donald Driver coming into town for the NFL draft. I'm a little bit surprised by that because I do have the list.
It might be working out.
It might be working out.
He might
looks
be
like
working
he
out.
looks like he can still play.
Dude, that guy is chiseled.
He's Christian too.
Yoked. A bunch of Wisconsin Badgers that are going to be here. Bunch of former Packers that are going to be here as well. The Badgers: Lee Evans, Tim Crumry, Joe
Tim
Thomas,
Crumry, yeah.
Travis Frederick, Monty Ball, Alec Ingold, who
Awesome one.
Wow,
Yes.
what a group of guys.
great
Yes.
pull because of
Bayport legend. Yeah,
Without a
Green
doubt.
Bay area.
Stu Voigt.
That's
from
a great
way
pull.
back in the day.
Great pull.
James White and the recently retired Ryan Ramczyk, who just retired.
Retired yesterday. Yes.
And if you are familiar with the New Heights podcast, Bo Allen, aka Honey Bobo.
I love Honey Bobo. Now, I did try to get Bo Allen on the radio show while we were in New Orleans. That did not go well. Because I tried to get him on the radio show for the next day while I was at the Caesars Casino.
You know
And
what?
We were playing craps.
But that was the closest you could have come to doing it. But I'm like, this is great because Billy was like pulling in guests.
I don't know how
Midnight.
coherent I was while I was asking him.
Oh, you're
And it
always
was-
working.
But it was one of those where he's like, yeah, sure, I'll be there. Hit me with the yeah, sure, I'll be there. I'm like,
well, there's no
so
hope.
I don't think he's going to come. But if he does, it's going to be an electric factory because he's going to have seen your boy in a very peculiar state.
I held out hope with him and Don Davey and all the
Don
guys.
Davey, I saw
Don Davey,
you
Packer
both-
and
was I
Badgers
saw Don
legend.
Davey the next day at the same spot. He goes, hey, man, what's up? I'm like, yeah, what's up?
What's
Thought
up?
you were coming by. He goes, oh, man, sorry, I had some stuff going on.
You know what? I mean,
all right, well,
but
nothing
the-
a cold drink can't fix.
That's true, but the potential, it was the whole excitement of like, man, we're
We
getting
had
a lot
some
of
good
guests.
excitement. We had some good
Billy's in the right place at the right time right now. He's pulling in guests for us and stuff like that.
Pac-Man Jones and Puka Nakua playing blackjack, not at the same table as I.
Oh,
much different
No, much
table
different
limit at those
stakes.
ones. No
Much-
doubt about
much
it.
different stakes.
I'm glad you met Tim Crumry.
Yeah,
Fantastic pull. Also, love when he starts talking about Wisconsin.
without a doubt.
Because Cincinnati Bengals legend, he likes to shout out the Badgers every chance he can. And Travis Frederick would have potentially been HOF. I was just looking
Could have
back
been.
into the more and more incredible career he had because Tyron Smith just retired, who he had played alongside on some of those Dallas Cowboys offensive lines. Frederick was an absolute beast. Very, very tough that he had to medically retire. Excited to be able to see him coming up this week. That's cool. That's an incredible list.
Yeah, great list. A lot of Packers, former Packers are going to come by as well. Mason Crosby, Amon Green, James Jones,
Baby.
Jerry Kramer is going to be in.
Wow, what a group. I mean, this is going to be so awesome. Yeah.
Jordy, Dave Robinson, Hall of Famer.
Legend.
Dave Robinson might be one of the nicest human beings to ever walk the earth.
He's so nice. Great storyteller.
Yes.
If you've never watched the America's Game 67, I believe he's featured on
Super Bowl
that.
II.
Amazing storyteller. And there's cutting room floor stuff if you can find it about some of his run-ins with Ray Nitschke. It's just so good. It's just so good. So,
one of the great stories of needing some gloves during the Ice Bowl. And he said,
great story.
Just give me some brown ones. Coach is never going to know.
Yeah,
go give me some other gloves that are going to blend in because I'm not sitting out here playing for 3 hours without gloves
Vince didn't want anyone wearing gloves. I'm like, that's crazy.
Tremendous one.
That's the how cold it was that day. Tim Crumry, also state champion wrestler. Am I mistaken? I think
Dude, I'm telling you, Wisconsin legend.
Yes, Wisconsin
and,
legend.
And he will break an ankle if he needs to.
I was going to say, I wonder what he's best known for. Busting an ankle that just flails around,
flailing
in the Super
around.
Bowl, or the incredible career that he had.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
That was the nastiest injury I may have ever seen. Jason Kendall's was pretty bad.
Jason Kendall's was bad.
Jeff Jenkins.
Kevin Martin was.
Jeff
Kevin
Jenkins
Ware
was bad.
from Louisville.
Oh, yeah, that was a
Kevin
really
Martin,
bad
Kevin
one.
Ware.
Kevin Ware, yeah.
Sean Livingston, former Buck.
Oh, yeah. That was a tough
That
one.
was
Alex
a tough one.
Smith.
Brian
Yeah,
Butch.
see, the Alex Smith one didn't look that bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the Alex Smith one right away didn't look as bad.
Joe
as it did.
Theismann, that looked
Theismann's was bad.
Bridgewater, we didn't see really.
No, it was in practice.
Yeah, it
I
was
didn't
in
even see
practice. That
one.
was probably, Bogut. You were,
stands for that one.
That was a heck of a night.
Yeah.
I was in the upper deck for that one just as a fan, and you could hear him screaming from the upper deck. Now, there weren't that many fans. It was the Bradley Center in that era.
That was,
Yeah.
But they were a good team. That was
That was the Fear the
year.
Deer year, and that was
Yeah,
when they were
that was
starting to
2010.
really hit a run, and then Amari Stoudemire had to undercut him, and
I kind of saw that
son
play
of a-
developing. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I was like, I saw him streaking down the sideline, and I'm like, ooh,
This
I
could-
don't-
this could be bad.
This is a big man running very, very fast.
Yep, and they were they were rolling. They're going to win their first playoff series in almost a decade that year.
Still almost did.
Still almost
Still
did.
almost did.
Brandon Jennings went bonkers in that game 5. Remember Paschke's call. They win the swing game, and then the Bucks don't show up in game 6.
Game 6. we were
Loudest atmosphere,
so
loudest
ready,
Bradley Center I think
so
I've ever
loud,
heard.
So ready to go, and
They
then
scored
it was like,
68 points.
it was like the total letdown. That was the Dan Gods of Reach series. Well, I don't know about series, but he had a couple good games.
That was the year that I was buying him Dippin' Dots during during the game.
That was the key. That was the key.
I'm not Euchre.
Gods of Reach made that whole
He is
contract
on
up in
Euchre.
2 games.
Dan Kodzarich, Bucks legend.
Bucks legend also looked fantastic in a $50,000 suit because
Looked
that guy's suits were the most expensive things you've ever seen.
Huh.
Good stuff. Well, that's what happens when you make $50 million.
Sure.
You
I
can
mean,
do
it's good
that.
work if you can get it.
It's still looking for those jobs. Now, might be getting closer because Dougie, I don't know if you heard this yet.
What do we got?
2 wins in the parlay of the day.
Yeah,
this week.
baby.
Just coming off of another one. Let's see if we can keep that heater rolling.
Time now for Billy's Parlay of the Day, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest.
All right, parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest. This is what we've been waiting for. This right here. We've been waiting for us to get hot. It was going to happen. It was bound to happen, Armin.
You bound to, and it is. And it's happening
And all
now.
we needed was to get ourselves out of this 4-month wilderness
Yeah.
and get into baseball season.
Everybody out there making their jokes. How do you like it now? All right.
I'll tell you this. I really like it. These winning parlays of the day,
And
a
they-
lot more fun.
They make a lot. They make it feel a lot
When I
better.
get to go back onto my Twitter feed and then repost it because it's a victorious one. I don't usually repost the losing ones. It's nice to be able to go back and find them.
Sure. And I
There's
get
only
to
been
put
a couple to be able to highlight, but we got 2 in 1 week.
2 in 1 week is huge.
Almost feels like a winning
And I
streak.
get to respond with one of my favorite gifts with Elmo with the flames.
Getting hot. Getting hot.
Oh,
Heating up.
I know you might not be going here, so that's why I want to get this in early. First game of the day, Diamondbacks at Chicago at Wrigley. Is this a system play? It's up to 11 on the over-under. Is this an under system play?
See, I would say it almost feels like someone knows something and I want to be with someone.
Well, that's what we hear from our friend Justin Arnett. That's his strategy. VP of Digital Gaming at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
It's also a pair of former Brewers going at it. Corbin Burns against Colin Ray today.
Colin Ray is pitching. Man. Yeah, good point.
2 aces.
It's funny. You see 11, you see Corbin Burns, but not so fast, my friend. Corbin Burns has been stinking up the joint so far this year.
You've been waiting.
I don't know if you guys know about his numbers. No, but isn't he due for a good start? And this is the one day, not the one day, one of other days I would be cheering for Corbin Burns to have just a monster outing against the Cubs. I want him to kill the Cubs,
So you're actually going to cheer for Corbin Burns today?
I'm cheering for Corbin Burns.
Put the Diamondbacks start up today's parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, bet above the rest, and bet at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Over a 2,000 square foot video wall. Be able to watch all the games coming up this weekend. Fantastic games.
Yeah.
You're going to start it up tomorrow, noon tip, Bucks and Pacers.
Got the Bucks by 100 in that one.
I do like the Bucks.
That's my prediction. I love the Bucks in that one.
I actually really like the Bucks tomorrow. Plus 175 on the money line. They catch 5. Then it's Clippers and Nuggets.
You talked about
the one individual is already invested in on with the Clippers.
And you talked about the interesting series in the NBA. That one's up there for me. That's an interesting series. Well, the Clippers were getting to get together, could make a run. You got Jokic and the Nuggets maybe feeling some sort of urgency in the post-Malone era.
There you go, in the post-Malone era. And also, this might be why Nikola Jokic should win the MVP. If they had to fire their coach with a week and a half to go into the season, that's how dysfunctional that entire building was. And they're still the 4 seed. Like, that's saying something.
That's a great point, Billy.
Fired up for those games tomorrow. Bucks, Pacers, Clippers, Nuggets. Pistons, Knicks, watch out for that one in the Garden.
That's another good one.
Sneaky good game. Cade Cunningham going in there. He's a real dude.
I think the Pistons are a popular upset pick.
And the nightcap. Timberwolves, Lakers.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a huge, huge series. Because the star power, the storylines.
I know you expect me to throw LeBron into the parlay. Can't do it.
Emotional hedge.
I really, really would like to. Not going to do it. No, we're going to stay with baseball because it's been rolling. It's been helping us. No, we're just not going to stray. We're not going to try to go and do something out of pocket, not going something outlandish, even though I did want to put together a 3-leg home run parlay.
Oh, I thought you were going to do something outlandish today. Okay.
I kind of thought about it. I'll be honest, I really thought about it. Debated it heavily. Instead, decided that I think we should just keep rolling with what we know best. Winning in the baseball parlay of the day. Start up with the Arizona Diamondbacks minus 108. Corbin Burns against Colin Ray today. That's a 120 first pitch, early first pitch at Wrigley. Give us the road team and give us Corbin Burns to lock up those Cubbies.
Yeah, all seriousness, I think Corbin's due for a good start. I don't know how you guys feel, Dave. I mean, his whip is around 1.6. His ERA is 5+. Law of large numbers. He's going to return to the mean. He's a good pitcher. So today's maybe the day to do it.
And it's a team that he knows pretty well, the Chicago Cubs. He's faced them plenty of times before. So, yeah, I think Burns will get things back going.
Do feel like there might be one opposite play to make? Because I've been really rolling with Phillies overs over the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Zach Wheeler against Sandy Alcantara. That's a tough pitching matchup for anybody to go through. 7.5 is a very, very low total.
You turn the car around the other way then?
Kind of thought about it. Just keep debating, keep pivoting, keep struggling to figure out exactly if that's the right play or if just adding the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line is the right play.
Hey, now.
Yesterday, right play was a system of the New York Yankees playing as the road team in their own ballpark. At George Steinbrenner Field, they come back and beat the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday. They're still only minus 117 on the money line. Former Brewer Drew Rasmussen on the bump for the Rays.
Let's go.
But give me Carlos Rodon and the New York Yankees minus 117 on that money line to match up.
It's tough to turn that number down, Billy. It really is. I don't blame you there.
Hey, what do we know about your boy JT Ginn? Or JT Ginn, whichever one it would be. I like to go Gin because
Gin and tonic.
Yeah, because that's what we're thinking. I know he was a late first-round pick back a couple of years ago.
Sounds like somebody that's going to get shelled. Give us the Brewers tonight on the money line, minus 162. That puts us at 482 on the odds.
Not a huge one, but who cares? That's still a nice win. Hey, I agree. I don't think Gin has the juice tonight.
He doesn't have the juice.
There we
He
go.
doesn't have the juice. We got the juice now, man. Brewers money line, Yankees money line, Diamondbacks money line. That's the parlay of the day at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet big, bet bold, and bet above the rest with us at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Jennifer Ark is the director of stadium services at Lambeau Field, the Green Bay Packers. She joins us on the other side. What to expect, where to go, what else do you need to know before the draft 6 days away? We got the answers with Jennifer Ark of the Green Bay Packers on the other side. It's no BS on the game.
Hi, Matt LePay, your friendly game announcer for Ridgetop Exteriors. Is your home ready to stand out this season? Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they've delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com for your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Hey, it's Mike Heller here, inviting you to join me December 11th as we uncover the unique charms of Austria and Germany, visiting the magical Christmas markets with Colette. Don't miss your chance to join us. Meet me, Kari, and the folks from Colette and learn more about our trip on Monday, April 21st, 7 p.m. at Red and White Wine Bar on Main Street in Waunakee. Visit 973thegame.iheart.com for details or call Colette 844-871-7824.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling, or referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Baseball is here. All Brewers games are on sale now. Score a seat to collect the biggest giveaways and all your favorite theme nights now. Get in on a huge season. The crew is back. Get your seats now at brewers.com/ticketfinder.
I can see the breath inside my house. This is how horror movies start.
First, the cold seeps in. Next thing you know, you're spooning your cat for warmth.
I tried it. He bit me.
Jason, come on, man. You need a new furnace. Don't you know that Capital is giving away the furnace when you get a new AC?
Giving as in free?
Yeah, but call Capital before this turns into the horror version of Frozen. Call Capital today and get a free furnace with a new AC.
Old-fashioned service, you can't go wrong. Call CapitalCares.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
KB here for Pep's Draft House Pizza, the official pizza of the Timeout Sports Lounge and the Drew and KB Show. It's that time of year when there's nothing quite like a warm house and a hot pizza. Pour your favorite beer, live your best frozen pizza life with big toppings and an even bigger taste. When I have a hankering for pizza and beer, I turn my house into a draft house with Pep's Draft House Pizza. The Taproom Double, well, that's my go-to. Double sausage, double pepperoni. I have nice amber beer with it. Man, it is the best. Next time you want pizza, take it to the house with Pep's Draft House Pizza.
Drew and KB here with our buddies, Rob and Chris from HappyPlaceHemp.com. Gentlemen, congratulations on your new product, the Drift Seltzer. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. We've had it for a couple of weeks and it's been in development for probably 3 months.
All the seltzers on the market that I tried were super packed full of sugar, and I wanted to make something that was sugar-free, alcohol-free, but that still makes you feel good. It's like a nice alcohol alternative and no calories.
0 calories. I am a big fan of that. Where can you find it? Is it at any retail locations? Do we come to your store?
Yeah, right now we've got it at the store in Muskego, and it's also at Ray's Liquor. We're going to be expanding that probably throughout the city and the state very soon.
You can buy it online too, happyplacehemp.com. We'll ship it right to your door. If you buy 3 or more 4-packs, we'll ship it for free.
With the code Drew and KB to get 25% off.
Yeah,
that's right. Awesome. Now get 25% off your entire order with the code Drew and KB in store and online at happyplacehemp.com.
You know what's better than a limited time deal?
an unlimited time deal. That's why the Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, 4-piece nugs, Junior Hot and Crispy Fries, and small soft drink is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Unlimited time does not mean forever. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, and California via third-party delivery. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for University Housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dub Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, open your free iHeartRadio app, search Dub Dynasty, and listen now.
97.3 The Game.
Thanks for hanging out. It's No BS on The Game. Got a chance for you to win some bonus bucks. Enter this hour's keyword at 973thegame.com for your chance to win $1,000. It's happy, Happy. Happy. Enter happy at 973thegame.com for your chance at some bonus bucks. Chance at $1,000 here on The Game. Now joining us on No BS, Jennifer Ark, Director of Stadium Services for the Green Bay Packers. Been with the Packers for 25 years and now gets to help celebrate and run and be a part of the NFL Draft, entering into the state of Wisconsin for the second time. First time ever in Green Bay. Jennifer, thanks for joining us here. How much excitement do we have, or is it still a little bit of nervousness right now as we're less than a week away?
Oh, there is so much excitement. All the teams coming together, the teamwork of the NFL, Packers, the community. There is so much excitement. We can't wait to show off Green Bay to the world.
Well, go ahead, Armin.
No, I was just going to say, just jumping off that, Jennifer, the term "the hay in the barn" probably isn't any more apropos than it is for this event and the group that everyone's been working so hard to put together. But I would imagine, just the excitement of the event and the pride in showing off Lambeau Field, Green Bay, our surrounding area has got to be one of the things everyone's so excited about.
You are absolutely correct. Green Bay is really known for its football greatness. Obviously, we know it's the home of the Green Bay Packers, and it's the only community-owned franchise in the NFL. And the storied history, I think often people might have their first team, if it's not the Green Bay Packers. A lot of times the Packers are the second favorite because of that history and tradition and the uniqueness. And this small-time charm that we have here is just matched by the intensity of the football culture.
Yeah.
It really is. Not a whole lot of times does it match up where the allure of the place and sometimes the old historic statements, it doesn't always match up. It doesn't always even itself out. However, this one does. The intensity and the love for the team is unlike any other. I know there's a lot of people that have made Lambeau Field a bucket list spot to go to and visit as football fans. I assume there's going to be infinite amounts of NFL fans that are watching me like, you know what? I do have to go see Lambeau Field because of one, hopefully it's going to be very nice. Two, it's also one of those times, Jennifer, where even though what you guys normally do with stadium tours and things like that won't be available, there's going to be ways for people to view the field, right? There's the red carpet. There's an opportunity for people to be even closer and a little bit inside of Lambeau with the Packers Hall of Fame and stuff open this upcoming weekend.
Right. While we will not be hosting the public tours, our Hall of Fame is open. That's a 15,000 square foot, two-story story of Packers and football. So that will be open. There are opportunities for people to get into Lambeau Field as they're coming from Titletown, where the NFL Experience is hosting, and cut through to the Draft Theater, which is over by the Expo Center. So all of this information is on the OnePass app, and that has all the details from day 1 to day 3. And that is one thing I will stress a few times here while we're talking, is for people to be successful by planning ahead, is plan their visit. The information is on the OnePass app. That's your free access into this event, and lots of opportunities for people to take part in, and it is so fantastic.
You know what, Jennifer, you couldn't have said it better. And I think, for me, it's interesting to talk to someone like you that's seen a lot in Green Bay, that's been with the Packers for a long time. I know you've spent some time working with NBA franchises as well, but in your entire career doing what you do, has there been an event similar to this at all? Is there any comparison, or is this sort of the biggest event you've ever had to, help orchestrate or put on? Is there anything in comparison to what you've done so far?
That's a great question. I would say not. This is so unique and so special. Probably once in a lifetime for me to be part of something like this, and to show off our space. And like you said earlier, many of my counterparts with other teams, they want to play us because they want to come to that bucket list Lambeau Field experience. And now people will get that. And it has been wonderful to be part of, and exciting. And I'm blessed to be with the organization to take part in this opportunity.
Jennifer Ark joining us here, Director of Stadium Services. When you took over this position, and you've been with the team for 25 years, congratulations.
Yeah, that's a great run.
That's an incredible run with our Green Bay Packers, Jennifer. Seeing just how the stadium has completely shifted and changed. That was back when I was going to the first games with the old green outlining of the stadium and the facade. And now it's a place where it is a destination. It's a 365-day-a-year location to be. And for you, the easy question is, did you ever anticipate this could be feasible? At that point, they weren't moving the draft around. But at what time did you think and know that the stadium and the development in Titletown would be close enough and would be too difficult for them to continually pass up?
I think when Mark Murphy said when the draft was potentially changing cities, that it was kind of by accident that happened several years ago. Mark raised his hand and said, "We want to have the draft." And so many people in this building put together proposals of what it would look like, how it would happen, how we can make it happen. The community getting together, Discover Green Bay, PMI, the city, the village of Ashwaubenon, Brown County, the state of Wisconsin, all came together to say we can do this. And there's evaluations and reviews that the NFL comes in to make sure it's a go. And I knew when Mark said we want to put our hand in the ring, that this was going to happen. So blessed and so excited for this.
Oh, pretty cool. And I'm glad you mentioned Mark too. I'm sure, I think it's very fitting that it comes in his last year as Packers president. It's an amazing career he's had, and sort of his crowning achievement amongst many others in his role. And I'm sure that was also a source of pride for you and for a lot of your coworkers to be able to, accomplish something like that, to properly honor Mark Murphy.
Yes, he has had such an impact, not only in this community for the Packers, but also for the league and what he brings to the table. And I'm blessed to know him. He's a wonderful individual, and we will certainly miss him. But welcome Ed Policy on as our president later in July. But yes, it's a wonderful thing for him to go out with.
Yeah.
It's rare that there would be a different crowning achievement than winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
A lot of times you win a Super Bowl, that's like the ultimate. This one is just a perfect crowning achievement for what the development around Lambeau Field has been, how he has continued to further the brand of Green Bay Packers Incorporated, which is a massive part of this. And it's not too far removed from a time when, feasibility and being able to be an NFL city, there were always some doubts. It no longer will be. And Jennifer, what you guys are doing continues to emphasize that to the rest of the NFL, that this is a small town city playing in a big market, playing like a big market for this moment. You mentioned the red carpet, that there will be some field viewing opportunities. What else can people expect for the stadium itself, everything else around the stadium to do? I know the NFL One Pass app has a lot of the information as to what you can and cannot access, but what else can we know that people are going to be able to do around Lambeau Field?
Sure, there will be some exclusive opportunities that, again, the information there, what's happening on the app is that there's little dribbles of, information along the way to keep people engaged and excited to participate in knowing what's coming. Day one really is about the first round. You can watch the NFL red carpet take place on live inside Lambeau Field, the draft experience, which has, and that's outside the stadium, but field goal kicks, 40-yard dash, catching drills, etc. Day two, obviously, is more draft picks and so forth, and it will end with a drone show at the end of the day.
That's
so that's
nice.
Exciting to see. Day three, more obviously picks and what we're here for, hoping that many of these young athletes are able to realize their dreams, right? And bike parade, and there's local flavor and culture, and there's also special events outside of the community or outside of the Lambeau Field and Titletown footprint, downtown, Draft City music. There's a draft house here on our campus, Taste of Draft, culinary showcase. There's lots of pop-ups. And again, encouraging people to download that free app, which is their ticket into the building and into the space, and keep updated on that to catch all of the unique opportunities that will be over the 3 days.
Indeed, we can't remind people enough to download the NFL One Pass app, but the admission is free as long as you register. Indeed, Jennifer, I got to ask you. I'm curious. An event like this takes so much planning, so much time, and to see it come to fruition has got to be sort of surreal in a certain aspect. What do you think your OMG moment is going to be while we're actually here? Is it when that first pick is announced? Is it going to be when everybody's there, or is it already happening with the stage going up?
I'm looking out my window, and I think when that first day, when that stage was going up and they were laying the trusses, and I'm like, this is here. And I just actually got goosebumps right now because I see them. I see all the people moving. There's, 2,200 people out here moving around like ants and doing what they need to do to make sure that everything's done safely. And there's a process and coming together. There's so many people. And then just all the little fun facts of 200 trucks of gear coming from across the country, 4.6 million square feet that would be the equivalent of 70 football fields that this setup is taking place on. So it's simply surreal. It's amazing. But I think that was my moment, was like, this is here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And all the questions that you've had to answer are almost time to be put to bed. How many times have you, Jennifer, been asked, so what's the weather going to be like?
Yes, that is a question that is often asked. And while we want it to be, nice and dry for everybody and perfect in that way, wouldn't it be interesting if they were just on the last end of the day on Saturday, last part of it, there was maybe just a flurry that wasn't going to stick or anything like that could really commence or end the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. So that would be interesting.
A little Lambeau miracle.
Jennifer, you said it. Everybody was mad at us for throwing it in there while we were hanging out with Gabrielle Dow and everybody down at Super Bowl. I was like, a little snow, I think, would be great. She's like, how about you shut your mouth? How about you just stop putting that into the ether? I think just a little bit, just a little sprinkle would be beautiful.
Yes, just right at the end, right at the
there.
very end.
It's going to be amazing. We can't thank you enough for joining us, Jennifer. You guys have done such a fantastic job and cannot wait to see Lambeau Field in all of its glory coming up this week, hosting a tentpole event in the NFL draft coming up Thursday night in Green Bay. Thanks for the time, Jennifer.
My pleasure.
Thank you for all the work that she's already done.
Oh,
and the work that she's going to do this week. Like you said, Hayes in the barn, and I'm with you on that. Like all the planning is probably done.
Yeah, but there's always going to be things to do during up to.
Then it's going to be all the ridiculous stuff of like, how do we forget to do this?
This moment
Oh
here.
my God. Oh my. And everything that does not, that's potentially overthought and overlooked will end up being a massive issue and everyone's suffering. Hey, it's all good. We'll be okay. They got it dialed in. It's going to be a fantastic event, and everybody that's going is going to enjoy the heck out of it. NFL Draft up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, coming up on Thursday night. We'll have round by round, pick by pick coverage of the draft right here on The Game. Coming right back on The Game, we're going to have our closing ceremonies. We'll hand it off to the Mike Heller Show coming up at noon and discuss some draft and discuss what exactly Mike Heller will be hearing from Brian Gutekunst, as we now know when Goody will have his pre-draft conversation. It'll be on Monday at noon. So there'll be no handoff on Monday, our final handoff of the week with Mike Heller's 15 minutes away. We wrap things up on our closing ceremonies right after this on The Game. Here's your chance to win 1,000 bonus bucks on The Game. Enter this hour's cash keyword to 973thegame.com. It's happy, Happy. Enter happy to 973thegame.com for your chance to win $1,000.
The NFL Draft has finally arrived.
The draft is finally here. Join the fun just steps away from the stage at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street for the ultimate draft party.
Getting pumped for the draft. Stop in all 3 days and enjoy the fun under the tent. On Friday, you can test your skills at the Ultimate Cornhole Tournament starting at 3 p.m. And every day during the draft, the doors open at 9 a.m. And make sure to see the mock draft stage and get your picture taken at the podium like you are at the draft live.
The Green Bay Packers select.
Chances to win great prizes every day, and you can meet Green and Gold legend and Hall of Famer Leroy Butler live on Saturday from 11 to 1. Try your skill at the Leap Walk. Great drink specials, just $9. Ice cold beer specials all week.
And there's the live radio row, and Drew and I will be doing our show every day, Tuesday through Friday, starting at 3 p.m.
That's the draft event at Buffalo Wild Wings on Oneida Street. It's open to all ages. Don't miss it.
To every contractor, delay is a dirty word. Avoid using those what the moments with blazing fast, reliable solutions from Packer Fastener. Need job site delivery? Relax, they're already on the way. Prefab needs? They'll cut it, kit, assemble, and drop them where you want them. Inventory help? Get stocked, locked, and always there with job boxes, Connex boxes, vending, or vendor management. Order threaded, rod, strut, hangers, and more. No shortages, no delays, no excuses. PackerFastener.com. It's how it gets done.
Hey guys, Billy Schmidt with my friends in Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day. And at Milwaukee Weight Loss, their doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program comes with a secret weapon. They're weight loss coaches that are there with you for ongoing support before, during, and far after you're done with Milwaukee Weight Loss. They know the secret to losing weight fast and easy, naturally and safely, without drugs or injections with the risk of serious side effects. No prepackaged meals, no bars and shakes, and no exercising even required. Their program helps you reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Here's the best part. Their program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other weight loss programs that you've either tried or heard of in the past. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com today and schedule your free consultation. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in the first month or two. That's up to a pound a day. So start by scheduling your free consultation by giving them a call at 262-433-4008 or visit them online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. And when you sign up, make sure you tell them that you heard about it on The Game and that Billy Schmidt sent you.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough breathing triangle evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again. and it will change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Brian Butch for Window Nation, and April's a great time to spruce up around your house, especially during Window Nation's, that's right, buy 4, get 4 free sale going on right now, and you don't have to pay anything until 2027. And if you buy a house full of windows, they'll include a free entry door as well. That's why I trust Window Nation. We know it's top quality windows, customer service. The installation is great. So make sure you give a call at 866-90Nation or visit them at windownation.com.
Hey, it's Armin, and I have to tell you, I could not be happier with our new 97.3 The Game broadcast studio built by Rima Remodel. It's been a game changer, all thanks to the Rima Remodel team. RIEMER remodel.com.
Infinity's app shows precise costs of your new roof, providing peace of mind.
Infinity costs less, and the price we quote is surprise-free.
Because we pay less, you pay less. Warranted, guaranteed quality.
Installing peace of mind. InfinityRoofing.com.
Sun, dirt, and grime can destroy your boat's finish, but not with Expel Marine Ceramic Coatings. Charisma Customs Delafield has your solution. Our expert technicians will apply a ceramic coating that will shield and repel water, resists oxidation, and blocks UV rays, keeping your boat looking showroom new season after season. Protect your investment and stop wasting valuable time cleaning your boat. Time to have fun. Call 262-444-2525 or visit charismacustoms.com to book your ceramic coating today. Charisma Customs, because your boat deserves the best.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for University Housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
The Fox 6 weather experts are presented by AdventKnows.com.
Rain and thunderstorms moving in this morning with another round possible later on this afternoon and this evening. Highs will likely get to near 74 today on a strong southwest wind. Overnight tonight, the rain should taper off, and by Saturday, we get some sunny breaks and 56. I'm Fox 6 Chief Meteorologist Rob Haswell.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Luxury is having a choice between Taco Bell's new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Craving Boxes. It's luxury because there's no wrong choices. There's just right cravings. So choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
Bell crashes into the bottom of the far circle. A shot off the mask. Rebound. Marino scores! The Milwaukee Admirals conclude the regular season Friday night by hosting the Chicago Wolves at Panther Arena. I'm here with a slapper. Scored! Pre-game coverage at 6:30. Face-off at 7 on Fox Sports 920 and your iHeartRadio app.
Like we always do at this time, I go for mine. I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I go for mine. I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
No BS on the game. Billy and Sarian with you, Armin. I couldn't wait to laugh at this. As in the studio, we have the 2023 NFL draft being re-aired on some NFL channel on the Roku app. And they're replaying one selection that I was very frustrated the Green Bay Packers were unable to make. My man, Michael Mayer.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this guy was about as locked down, a surefire stud in the NFL as you possibly could see.
Jarrell Worthy special.
This dude's neck is one of the most impressive things you've ever seen. Just
Big
a
neck.
mountain of a man coming out of Notre Dame.
He was a monster there. I remember. He was a monster.
I don't even know if he's like going to see the field there in Las Vegas because they had this one guy walk in and, I don't know, set the rookie receiving record at the tight end spot in Brock Bowers, and they draft him a year later.
Tight ends are so weird. It's like, when is the last time the blue chip, the first rounder, was like, it doesn't always happen that those become the really great ones. They're always like mid-round guys. I mean,
and then here coming up in a couple of picks, they're at the 36th selection. When that thing reaches the 42 selection, the Packers are about to take Luke Musgrave, and everybody is going to say, now we go.
Yeah.
Now you got a deep threat tight end who's going to stretch the field vertically.
Seems right.
Be what we wanted Jace Sternberger to be when they took him one pick ahead of Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
And actually in the third round, now the people's champ and one of the emerging tight ends in football, Tucker Kraft, comes. Like, it's hilarious how quickly the draft turns. You don't know when the most impact player will end up being selected or who it is. We'll talk about a lot of guys coming up next week, and very much could be a third round selection who ends up being the best player out of the entire draft.
Like, you prognosticate, you predict, you try and analyze tape and measurables all you can, but time is the real determinant of who's going to be that guy. And you know what? Tucker Kraft's had a great start to his career. I think Musgrave still could be a great tight end. I think a lot of it was Billy, the injury kept him behind a little bit, but a guy that can definitely be a threat once he sees the field more, once he gets confidence, stay healthy. And there's still hope, I think, for the Packers to have a great 1-2 punch there. Michael Mayer, I don't know what's going to happen. He had great hair, though. I remember he had great hair. He had that kind of
incredibly good looking lad.
Yeah.
I mean, just a chiseled jawline, thick, good head of hair, was a savage at Notre Dame. I don't know if I ever watched him drop a ball at Notre Dame.
He was really good. A
little update on the NFL draft list. Jackson Dart, quarterback from Ole Miss, who's been a high riser, along with your boy, Michael Williams, no longer going to attend the draft in person in Green Bay. Huh.
Well, that was my pick to get drafted.
You've been saying Michael Williams is going to be the pick. So
Michael with the Y. I don't know. I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll drop and the Packers get value and get him in the second round.
Could grab him in the second round. Maxwell Hairston is in. So maybe Maxwell Hairston finding out that he might be going a little bit earlier coming up next week. Now 16 players will be in Green Bay for the NFL draft. Will you be? If you're going to be, make sure you go and download that NFL One Pass app and register there. We will hand it off to the Mike Heller Show on the other side. He's registered. He's ready. And he is ready to give you one of the most informative, entertaining, and potentially newsworthy radio shows that you've ever listened to coming up on the other side, because it is the breaking news show when Mike Heller comes in here. We'll hand it off to those boys after this. Thanks to Hunter Baumgart and Jennifer Ark for joining us here today. Thanks to Dave Gasper for an elite week here producing the program. Great
job, Dave.
Armin, good luck on the Admirals game tonight.
Thanks. Going to be
big
a great
game
one.
for the Ads tonight.
Big game for the Ads tonight, and a special night. They're going to be honoring the great Bob Uecker, of course, our favorites, with that beautiful plaid jersey, that look he had, and all
Absolute
that.
best.
And the jerseys are there tonight. They're going to be auctioned off for his favorite charities. So if you have nothing to do tonight, come out and support the Admirals. Support
MilwaukeeAdmirals.com.
Yeah.
Be able to go and get some tickets for that. And like you said, the jerseys will be auctioned off. Go to some of his favorite charities. Be there and check out Armin Sari, because he's going to be having a bunch of fun with you coming up tonight at the Milwaukee Admirals. For Armin, I'm Billy. It's been No BS. We'll hand it off to the Mike Heller Show right after this. You got the game.
I close my eyes and imagine the good life better than the life I live.